time for high school football, a Beaver County radio tradition for the last 77 years. 2025 Beaver County radio football coverage is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, Beaver County Radio Digital Media, and BeaverCountyRadio.com. Now let's head out to the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth for coverage of tonight's game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to New Brighton. The Lions hosting the Wolverines of Ellwood City, and you are listening to the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. I'm Mangino, Tank Latham on the sideline. Our own king, Mike Azadian, joining me in the broadcast booth, and we have a very interesting matchup tonight. If you were to go back to just before the conference play began, you would think, well, this is going to be a bit of a mismatch because New Brighton is just doing so well so far this season. But then injuries, a little bit of illness, and some tougher opponents. And the next thing you know, New Brighton beginning to struggle. They are sitting at 3-2 so far on the season. They are losers of their last two games. And the Ellwood City, they are winners of their last two. They started 1-2, and they've really been able to pick up steam. A difficult non-conference schedule for them, and they've been able to really begin to turn things around. Mike, let's start with the Ellwood City side of things. They graduated so many seniors last year that were just critically important for the success that they had. Undefeated season, first time they did that, going all the way back to the early in the last century. I think it was like 1944 was the time that they did that last, when they went undefeated. First section title that they had going back to 97, and they graduated a number of key players, most of them on offense, with their quarterback and with Chris Smiley, who is the all-time leader of passing yards and touchdowns for Ellwood City, and their all-time leader in rushing yards with Elijah Palmer McCain. And now they're trying to figure out how to replace those guys and get that offense to be able to compete with the Western Beaver, not only contend for the MAC championship, but maybe make a run into the playoffs.
You know, when we talked to Dan Bradley on the show, on the Coach's Corner, and we asked him those exact questions. Hey, you're losing a lot. But he said, hey, look, you know, when I started this, we have a core of kids that are still here that we had as freshmen. And those kids are now in play to be your linemen, to be your running backs, to be the quarterbacks. Tyler Smiley has followed his brother and stepped right in seamlessly pretty much. All these kids are leaders. He knew that they might have a couple of tough games, but they weren't worried when they went 1-2. And they still think they have an excellent chance to win the conference. They realize they won't go undefeated this year, but they still have WPL championship dreams. And their biggest thing is not to overlook this game, because next week is Western Beaver at home, and that could likely be for the conference championship. But they can't overlook the Lions. And but they're basically next man up is their theory. They're a family, and the next man up, and you're going to see different names with different stars. They might not score as much, but they're still a solid, tough team that you got to deal with. They're not a pushover.
They opened against Laurel, and Laurel is a for-real team. They lost 43-14, and then came back and beat Shenango in Shenango 21-0. Lost in the Shannock 26-20, then top Mohawk 21-15, and then Freedom last week 28-14 winner. What's interesting to note is that both of these teams have two common opponents, Shenango and Freedom. Shenango was a win for Ellwood City. It was also a win for New Brighton, 21-0 for Ellwood City. 20-7 for New Brighton, but that was pre-injury issues. And then Freedom, New Brighton loses 42-0. Freedom wins. Freedom goes down to defeat to Ellwood City 28-14. Do you think that there are any legitimate comparisons to be made when you have common opponents like this?
I think there are if everybody's healthy. And in New Brighton's case, which we'll get to, there wasn't some health, so they were missing some key guys. That's why they lost, 42-0. But I believe there is, and I think we're going to see that coming up with all these teams. And you basically, are they getting ready for the national anthem? No. Yeah, they're getting ready for the national anthem.
All right, they're getting ready for the national anthem now, so let's go ahead and we'll listen to this. The New Brighton Band. The New Brighton Marching Band, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so we were talking about Ellwood City at this point. Basically, the line from their head coach is we need to be able to maintain the intensity. We just need to stay hungry. They have 10 returning starters on defense, and maybe that's going to be the most dominant force that they have this year. And they are led by some real superstars. Declan O'Brien was a beast last year at his linebacker position, 79 tackles, 7.5 sacks, tied a team with tackles for loss at 14, and he is bookended by a couple of other great linebackers, Colton Gulo and Cameron Mills. In fact, those two linebackers are leading the team so far in tackles at this point as more teams try to focus in and try to neutralize Declan O'Brien. Plus, they have some cornerbacks. They've been 4-year starters with Dominic Hogue and Dom Danucci. I mean, and Dalen Curry. They've been around for a long time. They know this defense.
The name Dominic Danucci's been around for a long time, and I don't know if there's any relation to the famous wrestler, but when you win a conference like the MAC, and it was down a little bit last year, when you really look at this, I mean, as far as overall top to bottom toughness, between 3A and 1A, this is the second toughest conference besides the Section 1, which we have the Beaver and Central Valley and Hopewell and Quaker Valley and North Catholic. This section, legitimately 7 of 8 teams have an outstanding chance to win the playoffs. So a game like this is huge for New Brighton because you're going to – a team like a Beaver Falls, a New Brighton, a Mohawk, a Freedom, a Riverside, 1 or 2 of those teams won't make the playoffs and still have a decent year. You kind of look and see Western Beaver and Ellwood City at the top right now. But if Ellwood City loses this game, then they throw themselves down into that we got to win games for sure. Where New Brighton now, it's starting to be every section game is big time important. As a couple of weeks, we're going to have the jug game here. That's going to be critically important because you got to, we could talk about this section for a whole half hour if we want to, but very important for Ellwood City that they do not overlook this New Brighton team because they are not happy with their last couple losses.
Let's check in with Tank Latham with the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty. Sideline report number 1 for the pregame. Tank having an opportunity to talk with head coach Dan Bradley of the Ellwood City Wolverines. And Tank, what did you find out? No? All right, we'll get back to him a little bit later. Let's take a little break. We'll come back with a look at New Brighton. We'll also look at teams and matchups from around the valley with the Fry Transportation Update Desk will take a sneak peek at potential CCBC players of the game, who to be watching out for, numbers that will be called all evening long. That and more coming up on the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show on Beaver County Radio.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge, to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearms store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland opens its 2025-2026 season with the award-winning comedy classic Guys and Dolls, October 3rd through the 12th, sponsored by Clearview Federal Credit Union. For tickets, visit lincolnparkarts.org.
A lot has changed since 1885. That's when my great-grandfather, William Andrew Hartzell, opened the doors to our family-owned and operated funeral home. This is William F. Rick Murphy from the William Murphy Funeral Home Incorporated in Rochester. Together with my son, Brian C. Murphy, we represent a business that is now flourishing into its 5th generation. Throughout that time, we've had the pleasure of experiencing many of local memories that have made Rochester and the surrounding area so great. I'll bet many of you can easily recall the H.C. Fry Glassworks, Barnett's Bootery, or even Kaufman's Department Store with its massive double-decker parking lot.
To put things in perspective, my family was already serving others at their time of need before the automobile had even been invented and the aforementioned businesses started and ended. Our commitment to serve our community with dignity and compassion has allowed the William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. to preserve a business legacy that spans nearly 140 years, and we're still here. To contact us, visit our website at William Murphy Funeral Home, Inc. or call 724-775-0309.
Welcome back to the Fisher's New Brighton Foodland pregame show. Let's check in with Tank Latham on the sideline. Tank, with your opportunity to talk to Coach Dan Bradley of the Ellwood City Wolverines, what did he tell you?
Yeah, I talked to Coach Dan Bradley, and I asked him what the team goal this year was, and he thought I was just talking about tonight. He said win the game, and then he realized I was talking about the whole season, and basically he said it's still the same answer. It's win each week, make sure it's a one-week season every game. And then I also asked him, last year he had great success. How has that spilled over into this year? He said his kids seem more hungry, more ready. They learn from that experience, and they are ready to move on, not just making the playoffs, but winning in the playoffs. And I asked him, who should they be watching out for against New Brighton? And he said they got some big players over there, and he wants to make sure that stop that big play from happening, and he feels that his team is going to do well.
All right, thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate that. The real big issue for Ellwood City may be depending upon how healthy New Brighton is. They've had an issue when it comes to just illness. They've had some injuries, and we'll find out from Tank exactly how healthy New Brighton is. But maybe the biggest struggle for Ellwood City tonight might be that they look past this game.
That's exactly it. I mean, you can talk all you want about, being prepared and having better skilled players and all these things, but when you grow in as a group and you don't respect another team and the other team's fired up and things happen, you just never know. We've seen a lot of different upsets over the years, and it's the Brighton team now that they're going to have their two big running backs back. That's going to help them tremendously, and Ellwood City can't afford mistakes, can't afford to overlook a team on the road because that could derail their conference championships. So now this becomes the coach's job to get these kids ready.
Now, the new coach at New Brighton, stepping in a couple of years ago, Coach McCouga, John McCouga, wanting to bring in a new mindset, if you will, to encourage them that they can win. And he's telling news outlets that, listen, these guys are all in on this. They're serious about off-season workouts. They have been committed to their efforts of being able to get stronger and faster and better and understand the game. And they play with a bit of an attitude. And so he also notices this as well. He said this in a quote, from youth ball through JV and on to varsity level, I think this junior and senior class may have won a total of 5 games. You either then have kids at this point in their career either defeated or really, really hungry to prove somebody wrong now that they finally are at that point as juniors and seniors and upperclassmen to make statements.
We were here on the radio 4 years ago when they were getting beat up by 60 points. And they had a group of freshmen, a lot of younger kids, and they stuck with the program, some of the linemen. And, things didn't go too well, and then they got a lot of New Brighton guys to revive the program, and that's important. They changed athletic administrations. When you change administration, you change the culture. Coaches down. You bring a coach in who's a New Brighton guy. You bring New Brighton guys in. You get younger kids to come on, and you keep some of those other kids. And then last year, they started to win a little bit. They had parades up here after the game, and they got a taste of what it could be. And then this year, up and down a little bit. So they're just learning how to win still. But it means something to a community. It does. And now you see this community. It's a little more vibrant than it was a few years ago when you knew you were going to lose every game. Mm-hmm. So now they got some talent. They've got some talented kids staying with the program. They're being competitive. Now it's just a matter of just getting the younger kids involved, getting the kids in 6th and 7th and 8th grade involved, and then keeping them alive. And that's what you have to do as a program. And that's what John McCouga has done.
They started off 3-0. And then have lost 2 games, and a lot of it's because of injuries. So people are beginning to ask themselves, is it just about the injuries? Is this team, if it is at full strength, what we would love to see in a New Brighton football program, or is there still a bit of a growing and maturing process that's going to take McCouga a little bit more than just a 2025 season to be able to put a winner on the field?
Well, you get some kids that, like Carter Jackson, like Michael Cleckley, and some kids that are stepping into wide receiver roles and quarterback roles with graduated seniors. You lost some talent from last year. You lost some talent from a few years ago. When you lose skill position talent like that, you've got to replace them. So when skill position guys go down, it's kind of a combination of youth and the guys you were expecting to carry your team going down. So that's the reason why the big blowout loss and the last couple of losses. If with those guys, maybe they still lose, maybe they don't, but it would have been more competitive. You'd have sustained drives. Your defense wouldn't have been on the field as much. So it's a combination of both, Robert, to answer your question, I believe.
Yeah, the New Brighton is looking to be able to make it back to the WPIAL playoffs, make it back to the championship game. The last time they claimed a Class 2A title was 31 years ago, all the way back to 1994.
Another thing, too, is, they have some big linemen. Matt Steele is a senior, 230 pounds. Kalao Castaneda is 240-pound senior. Dominic Pasquale, 175-pound defensive lineman. Zach Linta is a sophomore lineman. Tyler Marquette. So they have some veterans and some big guys on the line. They're designed to run the ball. And when you got injuries to running backs, you're asking young kids to get in there that might not be ready yet. That's a big thing at this level.
Yes.
You don't have juniors and seniors waiting in the wings to play.
Yeah, maybe the biggest lineman that's on that list that you just went through, Tyler Marquette, 6'4", 300.
Big kid.
And so you wonder, is there a bit of athleticism that goes along with the size? And maybe nobody knows this New Brighton team better than Tank Latham does. And Tank, let's go down to you and talk to you about what you learned and what you know about this program. To what extent is the team healthy? I know that there were concerns earlier in the week that maybe they would not be able to get back at full strength, and what Coach McCouga is hoping for out of this game tonight.
Hello. Yeah, guys. I was talking with Coach McCouga earlier this week, actually, and as early as Friday last week, he was down 6 starters, and he has told me they are all back. And that the last one, Lewis, actually was just cleared 30 minutes before the game, so he's ready to play. They have a full slate ready to go, so we are ready for this game, they said. I asked him, this is your second year as a head coach. What is your goals as a coach for this program? He says keep building the program brick by brick and bringing back that pride. And looking at the sideline, it's alumni night here for the band and everybody. They definitely have that pride coming back. I asked him, what are the team goals this year? The captains all talk with each other and the kids, and their goal is really to make the playoffs. They were just knocking on those doorsteps last year, and they really feel they have a great shot this year.
Thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate that. Making the playoffs in this conference is going to be a difficult effort. I mean, let's be honest about this. With Western Beaver and Ellwood City leading the charge on this, then there are a number of other teams that are saying, hey, what about us? Riverside's one of those schools. Mohawk is one of those schools. You look at the way the conference is set up so far when it comes to the win-loss record, it looks as though they clearly have the opportunity.
Yes.
But their best chance of being able to accomplish that and really make it happen is getting that big win tonight against Ellwood City.
There's no doubt about it. I mean, as I said before, you have 7 teams fighting for 4 spots. And you kind of figure Western and Ellwood right now are the clear 1 and 2. So that's that mean. That means there's 5 teams for 2 spots. So the games between Beaver Falls, Freedom, Mohawk, New Brighton, Riverside, Union, they're in the section, but Union's really struggling this year. So you got them. And the big game last week was Beaver Falls beating Mohawk. That puts them up. So that becomes more emphasis in 2 weeks on the game we're doing, Beaver Falls, New Brighton. The winners of those games are going to be knocking on the playoff doors. The losers are going to be hoping toward the end of the year. But you got to start doing it now. You start losing too much now, then your back is against the wall, and you can't afford injuries. You can't afford slip-ups. This is a very, very competitive section. Like I said, in my opinion, you can even argue that in all the way up to 4A, this is probably the third, maybe, most competitive section, counting Section 1 and 4A, Section 1 and 3A, and this section. I mean, other than Union, everybody has a chance in the playoffs. I don't think you can say that about the other sections.
Yeah, with Beaver Falls getting that first win, you got to wonder what that does for them as a team.
And we saw them. They outplayed Western in the first half. You got to figure they've still they're going to have to play. They play Mohawk, Riverside, some of these other games. They win 2 or 3 games, they're going to be in the playoffs, which they want. A team like Freedom, who hasn't made it in a while, they've been better. They're going to be a tough out.
Right.
So is New Brighton a team that's going to lose a couple of tough games and be on the outside looking in? If they lose a game like this, it very well might be. They're going to have to start winning conference games, Robert, as you point out, as Tank points out.
All right, thank you very much. I do appreciate that, Mike. Coming up more, we'll talk about the CCBC players of the game to be watching. We'll take a look at the Fried Transportation Update Desk and get some matchups from around the Beaver County area. And also, Kickoff is just about 6 minutes away on Beaver County Radio.
When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their communities, best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
Summer's winding down, but the deals at Fisher's Foodland will get you wound up. Open 7 days a week, Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton is sure to provide all of your summertime essentials at an affordable price. From specials on produce, dairy, beverages, household products, and more. You won't sweat these prices at Fisher's. Don't want to put a pause on your poolside fun? Order your groceries online at shop.grocerystorenewbrighton.com. Fisher's Foodland in New Brighton, your reliable neighborhood grocery store.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
In Beaver County, there are many great stories to tell. One such worthy story is that of the Drug-Free Aliquippa program. Now in its 4th year, the project has enjoyed great success through in-school interaction, education, raising awareness, and data analysis. Drug-Free Aliquippa has a mission to help local youth make better decisions regarding alcohol and drug use. For more information or to find out how you can get involved, visit Drug-Free Aliquippa on Facebook.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall in love, that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
Lace up your cleats and rush on over to Zuki Sports Tavern. From their award-winning wings to their wide selection of ice-cold beverages, Zuki's is the place to go to watch your favorite team. Zuki's also has a plethora of salads, wraps, burgers, appetizers, and more. Don't want to leave and miss the action? Order online at Zukis.com/order. So what are you waiting for? Visit Zuki Sports Tavern in Falston today. Zuki Sports Tavern, big screens, bigger flavor. Stop by today and make your game day count.
Joe from Boom Pow covering the big game tonight, Central Valley in Avonworth. Here's the latest from Joe.
From beautiful Sarge Albert Stadium in Central Valley. Thanks as always, Mike and Mangino. I'll bring in 6 great updates this evening, including in the wrap-up show. I'm sure to bring the fire. Now, it's the 2 and 3 Warriors versus the undefeated Avonworth Antelopes. Central Valley is 2-0 in the conference play. Avonworth has been beating up on the Beaver County teams, beating up the Quips 23-7, and putting on a beatdown last week against Hopewell 48-14. The Antelopes are 5-0 on the season and are ranked number 1 in the Pittsburgh, PA rankings. I heard tonight. Here's a stat: Mark Lyons for Central has been the coach of the Warriors for 16 years and has a winning percentage of 81%. The Warriors are going to need to win the battle up front to be competitive in this game tonight, as they got their hands full with the powerhouse Antelopes. So I want to let you know that I am Boom Pow DIY Solar. I'm saving homeowners a fortune by going solar with me. I'm A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. I got that 50-50 split. Get me your mother, your aunt, your grandma, your cousin, your sister, your brother's electric bill. If I can help them, we'll split the commission 50-50. I want to work with roofers, electricians, realtors, mortgage brokers. You can call me at 1-844-BOOM-POW. I'm the superhero of energy savings. Back to Mike and Mangino.
Thank you very much, Joe. Just got news from the field, and New Brighton won the toss. They decided to defer, and they will be kicking away in this first half. Ellwood City will be going from left to right as you are imagining this. For those of you who are listening on the radio, they will be going toward the scoreboard. New Brighton defending the scoreboard for those of you who are familiar with the New Brighton layout. For those of you who are watching, you remember you always can watch on YouTube and on Facebook. Just look up Beaver County Radio and be a part of the streamcast. Yeah. Ellwood City is in all white tops and bottoms, blue numerals, and New Brighton is in their what looks to be red tops, gold numbers, and they are set to kick off and get this game underway. The kick is away. It is to one of the up men, bounces, and then makes it all the way back to one of the deep guys. Splitting the coverage is up through the middle, up over to the 42-yard line. Nice return by number 4, Dom Danucci for Ellwood City.
A nice seam there, Robert, in field position right off the bat. We saw last week what that did. In the Central Valley Beaver game, Central Valley owned it early and dominated early. One thing that I noticed here is New Brighton has a lot more kids than they did last year. Not a lot more, but at least 8 to 10. And they have more kids than they did 2 and 3 years ago. Also, their linemen are bigger than what they were 2 and 3 years ago. So these kids sticking with the program has really helped. Bigger kids, more kids, and that's a sign of building a program. We'll see what they can do on defense here first as New Ellwood takes the ball.
Ellwood City likes to run a spread offense, 4 wide receivers. Most of the packages that they'll have tonight, shotgun formation for Tyler Smiley. Back to pass looking, screen pass, wide receiver screen coming back over the middle, and immediately gets wrapped up by Heath Lewis from his middle linebacker position. A gain of just maybe 3 yards, maybe. Well, they're going to give him 4. They'll give him out to about the 49-yard line, second down.
Well, again, it's going to be athlete versus athlete. I really think if New Brighton wins this game, their DBs, their safeties, they're going to have to play games. They're going to have to play great because there's going to be a lot of man-on-man coverage, and they can't get beat too much, or Ellwood City is going to pick them apart.
Inside handoff and great defense by New Brighton. Fumble, ball's on the ground. Ellwood City covers it. They're going to say he was down back at the 49 of New Brighton. So great move by the defensive line. Khalil Castaneda, Jaden Brown, Dominic Pascal, and Jackson Childs leading the charge on defense for New Brighton.
Exactly. Good job. I mean, you got to tell your linemen, you got to rush the quarterback, but you also have to be aware they're going to run the ball. Do your job. Let the linebackers, let the safeties, quarterbacks do their job. If you all do your job together as a unit, you can beat this team. So far, 2 for 2 on good plays for the defense.
3rd and 4, back to pass one more time. Looking over the middle, has a guy completed inside the 40-yard line, first down. That was Tyler Smiley to Anthony Barbiero. Nice completion right over the middle, found the soft spot, first down at the 40, right at the mid marker.
He's listed as, he's not, on our roster, we don't have whether he's listed as a wide receiver, but he looks more like a tight end to me, and I think that he just came right off the line, and he was open, and one-on-one with the linebacker, he wins the battle.
Yeah, he's one of those, he can play running back, he can play halfback, he can play a little bit of tight end if you need him to. Man in motion, 2 guys in the backfield, handoff to the guy from the left, and this one immediately stopped. That one was Julian Frisk who made the rush. And on the defense, Khalil Castaneda, the 6'2", 240 senior, one of the New Brighton Lions making the stop.
Yeah, a good job there. Again, you want to establish the run because you don't want to have to always rely on the pass. I think that's what happened to Ellwood last year in the game we did in the state playoffs, and they just didn't have it against in the WPL playoffs. They did not have it against South Park. They didn't have the passing game. It was a colder night, a windier night. So you have to do both, and they're trying to establish that right here.
3 wide receivers to the near side. Tight end on the far side. Runs over that far side, has a seam. Able to pick up about 3 yards on that play. Down close to the 36. New Brighton in on the stop. And once again, Heath Lewis over there in coverage.
So far, so good on establishing against the run. New Brighton's done a good job against the run so far. It's the pass they got to worry about. Those little chip passes, 5 yards, 6 yards, 7 yards. Here's where they got to be vigilant because they're not always going to go way down on the field, but you got to be careful about those 5 to 6 yarders for first down.
3rd and 5, wide receiver, 1 to the top, 1 to the bottom.
Yep.
And I think we got New Brighton to jump. Yep, offsides against New Brighton. And it looks as though they're going to be close. It may be within an inch if they don't give them the first down.
It's real hard to tell. From my vantage point, looks maybe a half a yard short, but we're going to find out where he marks the ball.
Yeah, they're going to call it short, so it's
short.
a 3rd and less than 1.
Now it's what's Ellwood going to do. Are they going to run the ball? You could run it twice here and get it. I would try to run the ball. You don't want to put the ball in the air if you don't have to.
They need to get the ball to the 30-yard line. If they can break the chalk mark, they're going to get the first down.
Heavy run formation.
Everybody's in tight. Broken eye to the left. Under center. Handoff. Curtin has it. Can he get outside? No. It looks as though he's not going to get past the 30. What a great defensive stop.
No gain.
That one was Steele.
Yep.
Steele came in and made the stop there. Matthew Steele, number 50, 6'1", 230, just came down the line and held him for no gain.
He was also in on the play a couple plays before that. 6'1", 230-pound offensive lineman, defensive lineman. This is big now, and they got to go for it. They're in 4th-down territory here.
4th and 1, similar formation. This time he keeps it himself, and right splits the middle, and Tyler Smiley all the way inside the 20-yard line. Yeah. Everybody bit the run play to the left. He kept it himself, able to go up the middle and pick up plenty for the first down.
They weren't ready for that. New Brighton was not ready for that. Good play by Ellwood. We got the chance to talk to Smiley, him and his brother. His brother was one of the guys on the coach's corner more than anybody else. I think he's got a record 4 times. His brother's a quiet guy just like him, but very efficient, good athlete.
Smiley back, hands it off to the up guy, and he's able to get a couple of yards inside the 15-yard line. And that was a handoff to Anthony Barbiero in the fullback position.
And, if you're Ellwood, it's good to be multifaceted. You got to be able to throw. You got to be able to run. Your quarterback has to be able to run. At this level, you can do all 3 things well. Good on you, because that's playoff football. You're not always going to be able to throw. You might have icy conditions and have trouble running, too. So being able to do it all.
Power stack to the left. Smiley keeps it himself. Dive play up the middle, able to get close to what looks to be the 10-yard line. They're going to call him down at the 11.
And see, another thing this Ellwood City program's bringing is holding on to the ball, keeping the clock going. They've used 5 minutes already. I think they don't want New Brighton to have the ball. No, they don't. But how about when they play next week against Western? They don't want them to have the ball. This is a trait of a good team. Hold on to the ball, eat clock, get points, play good defense. This is what they've done all year, and this is what they're trying to establish early here today.
Smiley in the shotgun, Curtin on his hip, back to pass, looking to his left, looking, pressure coming, has a man open, incomplete, in and out of his hands in the end zone, setting up a 4th down. And decision time here. Do you go for it? They had their all-time leader in field goals and extra points that graduated last year.
This would be.
Now I can't remember that individual's name.
I can't remember it either.
The young lady that was the kicker for Ellwood City last year.
This would be a 27-yarder. I think they're going to go for it. If you don't make it, they're pinned deep in their territory. You went for it on 3rd down in the end zone. It didn't work out. Let's see what they bring up this time.
Smiley in shotgun, Curtin on his hip. Wide receivers 2 and 2. Back to pass, looking, has a man over the middle, and deflected, incomplete. Nice defensive move. Bryson Porter-Jones from his linebacker position able to break up that pass, and New Brighton really showing a lot in that first drive and an ability to stop Ellwood City.
You know what? I really am impressed by that. They had a lot of good plays, couple of ones that didn't go their way, couple pass plays, the one big run play. But big there, the last 2 plays, Tips and Smiley did a good job. They burned off 5.5 minutes, and now New Brighton. Now you got to be careful. They start the ball. They start at the 12.
Back to pass. Nope, handoff, inside handoff. And a pickup of a few yards on that play. That one from Carter Jackson, handing it off up the middle. And a pickup of what looks to be about 4 yards. Looking at matchups from around the Valley, maybe one of the ones that people will be paying attention to a lot, along with Central Valley and Avonworth, is Aliquippa in Newcastle. Newcastle just blowing up teams over the course of the past couple weeks, but none of them of the caliber of Aliquippa. We'll keep on monitoring that game. Carter Jackson, shotgun formation, man in motion across the formation. Fakes the handoff, looking for a man as he rolls. Pressure's coming. Looking, throws it deep down and out of bounds. Not able to find anything, and ultimately doing the smart thing and just throwing it away.
Yeah, get rid of it. You don't want to throw an interception. You don't want to try to hurt your team at all. If something's not there, it's not there. And that's a good quarterback has to do that. Yeah, your Brett Favre's are going to try to throw it in there and be hero sometimes, but no score, you don't want to be a hero now. Live to fight another play.
New Brighton, according to Tank, everybody's healthy, all their starters back. There was a concern about some health issues just from like colds and flus and stuff like that earlier in the week as well, but everybody back. Everybody's in tight except for one wide receiver to the near side. Toss out to this near side, trying to find some room, unable to get it, and still trying to keep himself going. That one was Michael Cleckley II, trying to get a sweep on the outside, and he was ultimately brought down for a 4-yard loss. Just swarming defense for Ellwood City. It's a 3-and-out for New Brighton, and they're set to punt.
Yeah, nice design play, but no blocking. I mean, nobody's going to be able to go up against 5 guys. He was able to not be brought down for a while, but you got to have people pushing the bigger guys out of the way, and they swarmed him. Good job of tackling by Ellwood City. They tackled him, and he lost 3 yards.
Bryson Porter-Jones in his own end zone, standing on the Lions logo. Right on the S, and he's able to get it away. It is a good kick over the head of the returner and rolling into Ellwood City territory. Dominic Hogue letting it go over his head, ultimately called down at the 46. Ellwood City takes over in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
Tyler Smiley in shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2, man on his hip. New Brighton defense set, back to pass, looking down his left side, finds a guy over a middle, intercepted by New Brighton. He's bringing it back to about the 46-yard line. That ball intercepted by Jackson Zahn, the 5'10", 160-pound senior. Just an ill-advised toss by Tyler Smiley, and a wonderful flip of field position for New Brighton now, set up near midfield.
Yeah, not a good throw by Smiley. He underthrew his receiver by about 5 yards. Good pickup by the DB, who was beaten by about a step. So 2 big plays there. The DB was aware, and Smiley didn't make a good throw. So first big play for either team. Now New Brighton midfield. Let's see what they can do with it.
Carter Jackson, shotgun, man on his hip, man in motion. Hands it off, tries to get outside. New Brighton trying to cut off that seam, and he's able to really contain him with a loss of about 2 yards. That one was Michael Cleckley once again, but Ellwood City did a great job of just shrinking that play out.
Yeah, they've done a good job of sniffing that out so far. It's not easy to stop those ends arounds, but the last 2 have been caught. They must see it on film. They must have known they have to stop this, and so far it's been an easy stop for them. So New Brighton's got to get more creative with keeping the ball on the ground up the middle or by the pass, but so far around left and around right hasn't worked.
Carter Jackson shotgun. Heath Lewis is in the fullback position. Tailback on his left hip, back to pass, looking. Coverage is good. Man, at double covered and just beyond the outstretched hand of Michael Cleckley. He was able to split the defenders and get beyond them, but the pass from Carter Jackson just about a yard or 2 too far.
It's so easy when you're doing it in the field with your buddies and you're having 3-on-3 games and all that stuff. But, boy, when you're doing it in a varsity game with the shoulder pads on, making that pinpoint pass, I mean, you got to give him a chance to catch it. The receiver was open, like you said, double coverage too, and he beat double coverage. So that's something, if you're a coach, you got to keep that in mind. Okay, he did it once. He's probably going to be able to do it again. Now it's a matter of having the guts to try it again sometime.
3rd and 11. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Timeout now called by New Brighton. This is a very important possession. You don't want to miss out on this golden opportunity after the turnover and the great interception. We'll come back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge, to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
Let's go to Tank on the sideline. And Tank, after watching a few possessions back and forth, early first quarter assessment.
Yeah, New Brighton really loves their matchup they have with Cleckley in the speed matchup. Watch out for them continuing to try to hit him down the field. With Ellwood City, they're getting a lot of yards after contact. New Brighton's tackling high. They're probably going to try to make a consideration there. They've got some really big splits that they're taking good advantage of.
Jackson with a toss back to the near side and a great one-on-one tackle. New Brighton receiver able to come down with that, Janiyah Montanez from his running back position, but a tremendous tackle that was made by number 0, Dalen Curry.
I didn't see flags, did you? There was a little bit of a late hit, but I don't think it got
I don't think it
called.
was a late hit.
It was
in that
close.
There was still a lot of fighting going on and trying to get loose and gain more yardage, even though he may have been stopped, but I didn't hear a whistle, so no late hit.
4th and 7.
And New Brighton decides to go for it here. Back to pass, rolling to his right. Pressure is coming. Able to elude it, throws it deep down the right side, and he caught it, but out of bounds, a good 3 yards out of bounds. So now Ellwood City able to dodge that bullet. The Tyler Smiley interception ultimately not going to cost them the field position a little bit better now as a result for this drive as compared to the one that started just one drive ago.
I'm a little surprised by that. I mean, you want to try to win the game. It's a little early yet, no score. But you don't make that. And then, in addition, you're going 25, 30 yards downfield, which you haven't really completed only one pass so far. I'm a little surprised they went for it there. But we'll find out if it hurts them or not.
Ellwood City, shotgun formation, 3 wide receivers, handoff up the middle. And the push continues all the way through to the 45. It's a scrum all the way near the 40-yard line and potentially a first down, just short of it.
Yeah.
That was a scrum for a good 6 yards, and they got it all the way down to inside the 41. They have to get to just beyond the 39, close to the 40 to get a first down.
I agree with you. That's they got about 5 more yards than they probably should have. That's going to say something right now early on here in this game about the push from the offensive line, and that's good for Ellwood. They've had the better of the yardage so far here today, the better of the line play. We'll see if that continues, but they pushed New Brighton around on that play.
Yeah, New Brighton was able to get good penetration off the side, but they didn't get the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Smiley back, hands it off. Kjorton has it, and that time there was a big stop. The big guys up front, Steele coming in from his defensive line position and able to make that stop for no gain at the 40-yard line. So now we're looking at 3rd and less than 1 for Ellwood City.
I got to say that individual plays by New Brighton, we've seen 4 or 5 big individual plays, counting the interception, counting the big tackle so far. So that continues for them. It will bode well for them.
Smiley under center, broken eye to the left side. Tight end on that side. He's trying to get New Brighton to jump. Can't do it. Handoff. And right over that left tackle, able to get the first down into about the 37-yard line for Ellwood City. That really a good run over Drake Davis and Nick Condell, the sophomore and the senior. Condell, the sophomore, Davis, the senior, number 70 and 57.
Time of possession so far has to be way in Ellwood's favor. And I'd say probably about 8 minutes to 3.
Pistol formation, handoff right up the middle one more time. Here comes a flag. 2 flags. One from either side. It looks as though they're calling offsides. Here comes the official. Offsides against New Brighton, so New Brighton will give them a free 5 on this one. They'll take the 5. And now 1st and 5 for Ellwood City. They're set up right around the 32-yard line. They have to get down to the 27. The ball right along the left hash marks. Once again, they're going from left to right. Ellwood City sets up rather tight. Twins to the far side. Tight end and a fullback on the right side. Smiley back to pass, scrambling, ultimately just throwing it away. Busted play for Smiley and did the right thing in just getting rid of it.
Yeah, he did a good job. He rolled out right, but when he saw there was no way he was going to run through three guys pursuing him, maybe even four, and there was no receivers, he would have had to throw across his body. He did the right thing, getting rid of it, lived to fight another day there. Had to, because you throw that ball, that would be dangerous. And again, a 0-0 game, you don't take too many crazy chances. He did a good job there of getting rid of the ball.
Cameron Barnes, number 55, he's only a freshman, but he is really big, 5'10", 230, and he is showing himself to be a force on the interior line of New Brighton. Smiley back in the shotgun, man in motion. Fakes it over to the left, now back to the right, and immediately wrapped up, but able to break a tackle and get close to the first down yardage that he needed. He was able to break the tackle of number 12, Jaron King Jr., but the play by Anthony Barbario able to pick up a couple of yards. It's one of those ones where New Brighton is able to make that first contact. Mm-hmm. They're just not able to make the stop always at first contact.
I'll tell you another thing they did. Smiley, as soon as he let go of the ball, he got hit. So they're putting pressure on him. They're making him throw it a little early. He's completing, but he's taking some hits. They're getting to him a little bit.
3rd and 2. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Handed off to the tailback, and the tailback once again hit behind the line of scrimmage and able to fall forward, able to get back to the original line of scrimmage, but it looks like there's a flag on the play.
There was a flag 2 plays ago, but was waved off.
Motion against Ellwood City. And are they going to take the down or back them up?
Tough call.
They're
there.
going to back them up 5 yards and have them replay 3rd down.
Yeah, probably beneficial because, you take the down, it's 4th and 2. A lot easier to make. 3rd and 7, you've got to make 7 yards in 2 plays. But I believe that's the right play right there. Get the 5 yards. They probably will get one more play off here before the quarter.
We're coming down around 12 seconds. Will they go ahead and take the opportunity? Smiley, shotgun, back to pass. Yes, he will. Looking down the left side, has a man open, and they're able to break up the pass. Now another penalty flag, this one from the referee.
This might be.
Did they call holding here? Because New Brighton was able to get really good pressure on Smiley, and they may be calling it as they are holding against Ellwood City.
Yep, you take that yardage too.
They were holding against Dominic Pasquale, the 5'10", 175-pound senior.
Yep.
They are so fast and powerful on this defensive front four for New Brighton.
Yeah, you take that yardage because now you make it. Wait a minute, they're not taking a yardage. They're taking it down.
Yes, they are. 4th and 7 now.
What do you think about that, Robert? I think you take the yardage because now you make it 3rd and 17. I take the yardage. Well, if it depends on where it was committed. I mean, I take the yardage even though they can make it up in one time. You're making it easier to get 7 yards instead of 2 plays and 17 yards. I don't know. I'd take the down. I'd take the yardage on that play if it was me.
With 3.3 seconds to go until the end of the first quarter, we're knotted up at zeros. Ellwood City trying to convert this very important 4th down and 7 from the 34. Man in motion, Smiley back to pass, looking to his left, looking over the middle. Does he have a man? He does, and incomplete, not able to make the connection. He ultimately went down as he threw it because the pressure was coming, and now New Brighton takes over on downs, and they will at the beginning of the second quarter in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org.
Let's check in with Joe from Boom Pile DIY Solar. He is at the Avonworth Central Valley game. Joe, what's the latest?
Hey, thanks, Mike and Mangino. After 3 penalties early, Ambrose connects to Aaron Lawson for 35 yards. Moving ahead, deep pass. Ambrose to Maikai Ahmad for 30 yards. On 4th and 1, Braddock Ambrose, quarterback sneak with 6:30 left in the first. Extra point block, 6-0 Central pass down the field very efficiently. Call me, 844-BOOM-POW. I'm the superhero of energy savings. Back to Mike and Mangino.
Thank you very much. Look at that, 6-0. Central Valley up on Avonworth to start things in the first quarter.
And, Avonworth has been the best team in, you could argue, 3 or 4A in the last, so far this year, but Central Valley is a really good team. As we saw last week, that would be big if Central Valley can win that. They would then have an up on the conference title and one of the first 2 seeds in the playoffs.
Fumble. Carter Jackson handing it off, and then it was stripped, and then Ellwood City fell right on it and recovered by Ellwood City defensive back number 3. That was Jordan McKenzie Kirkland, the sophomore, able to fall right on it. So a very, very timely turnover for Ellwood City and a very costly mistake for New Brighton. Wow.
Yeah, that is costly. Very costly. And Ellwood hasn't made them pay yet for this field position, but this is the 3rd time they've had great field position.
Inside the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 at the 37. Man in motion, Smiley back, looking for a man, can't find him, finds a man, and overthrows his receiver. He was wide open down the left side and just could not make connection with the wideout. He was going to go for 6 if they could do that, but just unable to do so. His wide receiver on that play was Dominic Danucci. Had the defensive back beat by a good 5 yards on that play.
Just an update, Avonworth just scored, so it's 7-6 now with 2:29 left in the first quarter in that game. Both teams scored on their opening drive, and sounds like a really good game over at Central Valley.
Tyler Smiley, bookends when it comes to the tailbacks on either side. Handoff right up the middle. Looks like Curtin. Curtin has it and able to get inside the 35-yard line. They're going to call him down at about the 33, so he picked up about 4, setting up a 3rd and what looks like 6.
So far, the defense is, again, bent a little bit, haven't broken. But how many times can you keep putting it on your defense? They've spent a ton of time out there on the field playing defense, and eventually Ellwood's going to break through. You got to hope for another big defensive play here.
All right, man in motion once again across the formation. Handoff over that right side. Tackled and brought down, stripped. Are they going to call it a fumble? No, they're not. They're going to say he was down by contact, and then the ball came squirting out free. The tailback who had the ball, Julian Frist, the sophomore, but he was down before that ball released, and now it's a 4th and what looks to be about 3, maybe 4 yards here for a first down.
Is it just me, or is every single series Ellwood has at least 1 or 2 times so far have to go for it on 4th down in New Brighton territory? And New Brighton stood the challenge every time. And here's Ellwood again, 4th and 4. Will they run? Will they pass? This is one of these situations where they're probably going to come out in a pass formation, but don't be surprised if they run. And
yeah, they're coming out 3 wide receivers, 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom. Smiley back to pass, looking for a receiver, has him open, able to make the connection, but does he get the first down?
I don't think so.
Are they going to call him short? This is going to be a very interesting spot because he looks like he might be just a little bit short here.
Yes, I think he's short. He caught the ball before the
officials are going to say,
yeah.
They're going to actually do a measurement on this one. It's that close. When was the last time you saw a measurement in high school football? It's been years.
It's been a long time ago. It's been a
since
long,
we've
long
done
time.
A game.
I think he's a football short because he caught the ball before the 25-yard line and was brought down immediately. His knee looked to me to be way like about the 22, 23. But where was the ball?
Oh, he's short.
I think he's short by a football length at least. It's a Brighton ball.
Yeah, they're calling him short by about a yard. Wow.
So how about this? Ellwood City, 4 possessions. Turnover.
Wait a second. They're going to remeasure this again.
That's kind of
I don't
bizarre.
think that they are contented with where the ball was, where the chain was. Oh, no. What they're going to do is bring it up with the chain all the way back to the hash mark and then set it. which is interesting because it's a change of possession. It isn't as though it needs to be that precise because that was 4th down.
On that chain gang is our buddy CB. Calls he's been a loyal caller to our post-game show all the time, every year calls, talks about Geneva, Steelers, high school football, the Lions. And him and his brother on that chain gang, he come up to me before the game and asked about you, asked about Frank, and called me the radio guy.
Well, you are the radio guy.
And he didn't know my name, but that's okay. I'm a good guy. Been around for years, a big sports fan, and we thank him for always calling in. Very enthusiastic young man, and he's part of that chain gang. Just told him if I got a chance, I'd mention him.
Look at them. Well, the turnover is going back and forth, and so far they've not caused either team. Carter Jackson under center, 2 backs behind him, man in motion. Hands it off to the running back in motion and able to get nice pickup there all the way out to the 35, maybe a pickup of about 7. They need 3 for a first down. Nice run by New Brighton.
Here's the series so far for Ellwood City. Turnover on downs, interception, turnover on downs, turnover on downs. Gone for it on 4th down 3 times at least and missed and critical plays. New Brighton, punt, turnover on downs, fumble. Neither team has been able to sustain a lot of offense. Ellwood a little bit more, but New Brighton has got to start sustaining some offense here.
Carter Jackson under center. 2 running backs behind him. Man in motion. Hand off to the man in motion over the left side. Trying to make a man miss. Just can't. Able to get 1, maybe. Michael Cleckley once again. They're trying to get the wide receiver the ball as much as possible. The speedy receiver, if he can get himself out in space, can be a real threat to break it.
I like
just
that
not
idea.
able to do so.
I like that idea. And this time they stopped him in the backfield and had him cut up the middle because the plays on either left and right side weren't there for them because Ellwood's covering that play. So New Brighton's trying some different things. They haven't been able to hit a pass downfield yet.
Under center, 2 backs, man in motion. Hands it off, similar play, trying to make a couple of men miss. He's able to get first down yardage, though. That was a nice run. Josiah Montanez, the senior, taking that ball and able to get the first down yardage.
And I think this is a difference between what we've seen the last few weeks with this New Brighton team. With Montanez, with the guys back at running back, now you're going to be able to sustain drives, get those first downs, and continue drives and not have to give that ball up. Just imagine if you're not doing anything on offense and your defense is on the field constantly, that's why teams run up score against you, and next thing you know, it's 48-0 or whatever the scores were. Now your offense is a little bit better. You're in the game. You've got a shot in this game. This game's way far from over. Even though Ellwood's a little bit better on the line, a little bit better offensively, New Brighton's withstood that so far.
Jamarcus Morris back in. Josiah Montanez getting a breather. They're in a bit of a wing formation. And then inside handoff, trying to find some misdirection and just not able to get anywhere with that one. Pickup of about 2 from the 40 out to the 42. Ellwood City able to clog that up. And one of the big reasons they're able to is P.J. Du Bois, number 50, a mountain of a man, 6 foot, 350 pounds.
Yeah,
that's a big guy.
I just think New Brighton is going to have to start throwing the ball because if Ellwood is going to do nothing but put 10, 11 guys up in the box to stop them, it's going to be hard to win this game unless you can somehow start dominating the line of scrimmage. But you're going to have to loosen his defense up a little bit because, again, now 10 up in the box, 1 safety back, and he's 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. We're going to get a timeout.
Timeout, New Brighton. We'll take the timeout with them back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Hey you, looking to finally wrap up that big project but can't find that last tool you need to get the job done? Go to D&G Rentals. D&G Rentals of Beaver Falls is the multi-tool of Northwest Pittsburgh in finding equipment rentals of all kinds. Whether it's renting a straight head grinder for a week or a circular saw for a few hours, D&G has you covered with everything you need for bargain prices. Visit D&G Rentals in Beaver Falls today and indulge in the most complete equipment rental store Northwest Pittsburgh has to offer.
Friday Transportation Update Gas, couple of scores for you. Moon on top of Bethel Park, 14-0. They're playing in Moon. Beaver and McGuffey, that also a 14-0 score. That one in favor of the Bobcats. More scores come in. We will update you. The latest with Avonworth and Central Valley. Avonworth 7-6. They both took their first possessions in for touchdowns. Avonworth able to convert on the extra point. Central Valley unable to. So now we have New Brighton. It is 2nd and 7. Everybody's in tight except for the one receiver out to the top. Fading back to pass, looking, has a man, intercepted by Ellwood City. Over midfield inside the 40-yard line and finally taken down at the 39. Just a very ill-advised pass. His guy was open, but it was a little underthrown. And now Ellwood City able to get the turnover. And we got turnovers going back and forth here, Mike. But so far, neither team able to capitalize.
I'll tell you what, people texting me, asking me how they can tune in. That's a good thing, right?
Of course. Anybody who wants to tune in, obviously on radio, on all 4 of the radio stations, AM and FM. You can also listen to us through the St. Barnabas app, and you can watch the game if you want to on Facebook and on YouTube. And the way you do that is just search Beaver County Radio. Ellwood City now having the ball. It is 1st and 10 inside the 40-yard line. Smiley decides to keep it himself, calls his own number inside the 35. The pile continues to move. He'll fall down at just inside the 35-yard line, pickup of about 5 yards.
When's this going to start to cost New Brighton? Punt, turnover on down, fumble, interception. I mean, so far their defense is held strong. Let's just be honest. If it's not for their defense, this game's probably 14-21-0. But they've stopped them on 4th down 3 times, and now another interception of the ball that never should have been thrown. And with 7 minutes to go, still no score.
Ellwood City, 3 wide receivers, 2 top, 1 bottom, and here comes the flag because they got New Brighton to jump. A little excitement there with number 52, Caden Anderson, and it looks as though it may be a first down.
We got some listeners tuning in. Mark and Timmy Caulfield know them very well. New Brighton residents. They've kids and kids went to this school.
Nice.
Want to say hello to them. Mark, hope you're feeling better. Tammy, good to hear you guys listening. Thanks for tuning in.
2nd down, short. We're going to call it a 1 yard, but it's actually a little bit less than 1. And now Smiley with 2 backs behind him. He's under center. Full back over to his right side. Tailback behind him. It looks as though Ellwood City may have moved a little early, but they're not going to call it. And he falls forward, gets the first down. So they're moving the sticks, and that's all that matters for the Wolverines.
New Brighton has done really good in the middle of the line, except for the one play by Smiley. They've pretty much stopped Ellwood on the run up the middle. They've done a pretty good job there. And but again, Ellwood in their territory all half long. Can they do it again? Stop them here. Get the ball back. At worst, 0-0 at the half. You'll take that if you're New Brighton. You don't want them to score in this situation, eat up a lot of clock.
We are about 6 minutes to go. 6:10 and a running clock. Smiley under center. Curtin behind him. Back the pass. Has a man and falls incomplete. It was deflected, and his receiver was running a post, and it didn't look as though Smiley thought he was running the route that he ultimately won. A little bit of miscommunication.
It was hard to tell. You could be right about that. Either he was supposed to cut back, but I thought the ball was tipped. You had a better look at it. Either way, it was an incomplete pass, but I thought it might have been tipped because it just seemed like it fluttered to the ground.
Yeah, it did look like it was tipped, but the direction it was going in before the tip just didn't look as though it was going to go in the same direction that his receiver was running in. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Man open and able to catch it, make 3 men miss. 4th miss, sprinting to the corner for the end zone. Touchdown, Ellwood City. Wow. That was impressive.
28-yard TD, big time. A screen play to the right side. He got hit early, but it kept his feet. If he didn't get hit early, he probably would have cruised in. But if the hit would have been just enough to get him off his feet, that would have brought him down after 5 yards. But he kept his feet. The blocking was there. 28-yard touchdown.
Yeah, and that's been the story of the tackling so far for New Brighton in this half, is that they're making first contact. It isn't as though the guys are just running wild out there, but they're just not able to bring down, and the extra point kick is blocked. So Ellwood City up only 6-0 with 5:51 to go before halftime. We'll have the kickoff in a moment on Beaver County Radio.
It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoors.com.
So New Brighton is able to block the extra point attempt. It's a 6-0 game, Ellwood City. And that pass reception, it wasn't designed to go as far as it ultimately did, but the receiver was able to break about 3 tackles and then finally get out in space by himself from around the 20, 25-yard line, and then make a dead sprint for the corner of the end zone and get the 6. Mike was asking about, how long till this turnover issue becomes too costly, and there was an example of it. Short kickoff by Ellwood City. New Brighton now takes it at what looks to be right around the 41-yard line, so they have 5 minutes and 48 seconds to go. They need to go what looks to be about 59 yards in order to score to tie this game up, and they have had a difficult time getting their offense going. We forget about the turnovers, but just a difficult time. Let's go and check in with Tank Latham on the sideline. Tank, what have you been seeing, especially in that last play as it developed?
Well, that last play, Heath Lewis had his head down, and he missed that initial tackle, and all the other defenders were covering their guys, and that's what shows you when you're out for 3 weeks and you don't practice enough there. Rust comes into play.
Yes, Heath Lewis on a dive play right up the middle, able to get it out close to midfield. He's down at around the 48-yard line. And Tank, it just seems as though you talk about that rust that they're dealing with. There are a lot of guys that are able to make first contact, but just not able to wrap up the tackle so far tonight for New Brighton.
Yeah, New Brighton's definitely tackling way too tall for these strong Ellwood City players. And I'm sure the coaches are seeing the same thing I am, and they're going to make some adjustments here very soon.
All right, second down, 2nd and 3. Ball right around the 49-yard line. And an inside handoff. Heath Lewis has it once again, makes a man miss, breaks a couple of tackles, gets over the 50, down close to the 45-yard line, moving the chains, big first down.
This is big. And now Ellwood's getting a little tired too. You figure their linemen have been out there for a while. Now New Brighton's got to sustain these drives, okay? They haven't really sustained 2 and 3 first downs in a row. You got to do that, got to move the ball. Now they're in Ellwood territory. You talked about turnovers hurting them. I mean, how many times do you have to have it in your territory where it eventually hits you? And it finally did for New Brighton. You can't ask your defense to be out there constantly in your territory and win every time.
Wing T formation, handoff, dive play. Heath Lewis has it, and he gets stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of 1 and no more for New Brighton. They're trying to figure out something in order to get this ball moving because they've been struggling with Jamarcus Morris and Josiah Montanez, and being able to get Lewis back, who was really critically important on both sides of the ball for New Brighton last year. It looks as though he's playing that same role for New Brighton this year, too.
He is. You got to have that health. There's no doubt about it. But now 2 plays in a row, they run the ball, they get a first down, they go to well once too often. Ellwood City's like, okay, if you're going to keep running it up to the middle, we're going to stuff you. Now they had a few blocks. They got 7. They got, 3, and they got the first down now. 1st and 10, they run up the middle and they stop them. So, again, they got to be creative.
Second down, wing formation, near side wide receiver.
Somebody moved.
And there's a penalty flag, or at least a stoppage. Yeah, timeout, New Brighton. We'll take the timeout with them. 3:42 to go until halftime. 6-0 Ellwood City over New Brighton on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County Home Inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
Latest scores from the Fry Transportation Update Desk. Moon 14-0 over Bethel Park. We got a score on Avonworth and Central Valley.
Yeah, Avonworth 14-6 after they scored to make it 7-6 and take the lead. The next time they get the ball, 2-play drive, and they score again. Avonworth up 14-6 right now at Central Valley. You know how good they are.
Hopewell 21-0. And that's in the first quarter. New Brighton, shotgun formation. Takes it, hands it off right up the gut, and able to get some real nice yardage, maybe 4 yards on that one, close to the 40-yard line, setting up what looks to be a 3rd and 5 for New Brighton. Clearly 2 down territory.
I agree with you. I was just going to say the same thing. We're thinking alike, Robert. They went for it before at midfield, and what's to say they're not going to run twice? The strongest part of their game is the running game. They don't throw the ball well, thus you got to figure they're going to run it at least twice here. I was going to tell you, this is my favorite time of year. A lot of people love the beginning of the season, but I love now you're into the middle of the season. These games become really, really important. The end of the season's nice too, but now is when teams start separating.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. Shotgun. Jackson looking. Pressure's coming. He's running. He's all the way back to his own 45-yard line. He has an angle, though. Back to the 40, 35. Close to the 30-yard line, and it looks as though they're going to give him a first down on that pickup.
Yep.
He must have run a good 50 yards to pick up what may have been about 7.
Yeah, he went back probably 18 yards, and then he had to come around and run that back again. So you figure that's 36 to 40, and yeah, hey, you're right, 40 to 50 yards. It was designed for him to run the ball. Unless it was designed for him to see the first option and it wasn't there, but they smelled it out and sent a guy after him. He was just quicker. I got to tell you what, if it wasn't for that lineman, he probably gets 30, 40 yards, and he's down inside the 10-yard line.
Carter Jackson, shotgun formation. I next to him, hands it off, and another dive play. This one, Josiah Montanez up over that left side and able to pick up a couple of yards.
Well, you got to figure you got to get your athletes in play here, and one of their best athletes is the quarterback. That's the reason he's there, Mr. Jackson. And the fact that he is a junior and he's got some experience underneath him, if he's your fastest guy, design some plays for him to run. But nobody blocked the other guy. If it wasn't for that, I think they have a much bigger play than they did. But good for them that he got the first down because he almost got tackled.
We're coming up on 1:45 to go until halftime. Similar formation, similar play. This time over the right side. This time, Josiah Montanez able to bounce it outside a little bit, but nope. They're going to give him a pickup of maybe 1, perhaps 2, and no more. Ellwood City able to extend that play out to the sideline.
This score also given to us by our own Tank Latham. It is Riverside and Western Beaver 13-13 in the second quarter. How about that? Riverside hanging tough with Western Beaver. So Western's good, but once you get into this conference and you get away from non-conference games, Western's Beaver Falls played them tough. They ended up beating them toward the end. Now here's Riverside hanging. It's anybody's game to see who's going to be those teams 1 through 4. I mean, actually 1 through 8, to be honest with you.
We are under a minute, 53 seconds to go. Running clock, 3rd down. Ball snap, back to pass, has a man open. Can he make the connection? And it is incomplete.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. They're going to have to throw if they want to score here, unless they break a run. It's 4th down, and you got to figure. The clock is way wrong. It's not 4th and 26. It's 4th and about 7. So you got to make the first down, and that'll change the. It'll stop the clock, and then maybe you can clock it, and then you have got time to throw it in the end zone a couple of times. But
it looks as though they're going to go for it.
No, they have to. Oh yeah, you got to go for it. But if you get the first down, the clock stops.
Right.
And then you can
if you don't, it just turns it over on down. So
exactly.
Here it is. Takes the handoff, rolling, finds a running back screen. First down pickup and 6 for New Brighton. Josiah Montanez on the screen, and he could have walked in. He jogged, but he could have walked. There wasn't one Ellwood City defender anywhere near him. What a great call on a 4th and 7. Others may have decided, you know what, let's go ahead and punt it and pin them deep.
No.
But they said no with just about 40 seconds to go in the first half. Go ahead and go with his screenplay. And it really worked out great because Ellwood City has really been trying to pressure a lot. And sometimes, especially in high school, those screen plays can really turn out to be huge
Exactly.
plays.
And now you talk about a big play. This is huge now. You're at 6-6. No kicking game. You're going to go for it to try to break the tie.
Shotgun. Jackson decides to keep it, follows Miller. Can he get to break the goal line? No, he cannot. He is taken down at about the 4-yard line by Ellwood City. That was a big stop by Colton Gulo to come in from his linebacker position. So it looks as though we may be going into halftime tied at 6. Unless Ellwood City can really do something here.
I got to tell you, a lot of people coming into this game based on what New Brighton did the last couple of games, the losing streaks, the guys injured, how well Ellwood has been playing, thought this game could be, I don't want to say a blowout, but an easier game for Ellwood. And it kind of looked that way early, but New Brighton's defense really stood the test early. They got the ball back. Yeah, they had a fumble and interception. Only one of them cost them. You take away the turnovers, it's either 0-0 or New Brighton's up. And New Brighton has played really well here. It's tied. It's anybody's game going into the half. You still got 37 seconds. Some teams might sit on the ball. I wouldn't be surprised to see Ellwood throw the ball deep and see if they can get a score here quick. It would not surprise me at all. Knowing Dan Bradley, I don't think he's going to be satisfied with just taking that 37 seconds off the clock. They're going to use their possession wisely, I believe. Now, will New Brighton kick it deep, or are they going to chunk kick it? Are they going to kick it low? What are they going to do here?
Carter Jackson is the kickoff man. Returners are set back at the 20-yard line. Here he comes with a straight-on kick. It is away, and it rolls to the 20, picked up there. And here comes the return. 2 guys for New Brighton run past him. He has an angle now and able to split the seam all the way out to the 40-yard line. Really nice return by number 4 for Ellwood City. He did a really good job of being able to pick that up. Dominic Danucci once again on the return.
A couple of bad things there. He didn't get under the ball, kicked it right at him, gave him all kind of room. The first 2 up guys missed him. If you put some air into that ball, they get down there. They may tackle him at the 30-yard line. He doesn't get much room, but now they've got the ball at the 41-yard line, so only 59 yards to go. So a couple of big plays. You never know. They get a shot at the end zone.
New Brighton is set in what looks to be a zone coverage at this point. Back to pass, Smiley looking over toward this near side, has a man incomplete. Trying to complete it to his wide receiver, and he was looking for Tyler Amicone. Not able to make the connection, setting up 2nd and 10. 24.9 to go until halftime.
That ball just died. He was wide open. He just didn't hit him. That was not a good pass. Again, 10 yards here, 10 yards there. You go sideline patterns. Give yourself a realistic chance to make a play. But I'll tell you what worked for both of these teams was the screen. Don't be surprised if you see that in the last 24 seconds on their last 3 plays of the half.
New Brighton once again looks as though they're set up and a variation of the zero coverage. Here we go. Pressure's coming, man's open, and unable to make the connection. Here comes a flag. Now, are they going to call it against New Brighton for pass interference? If there is a pass interference call, it wasn't. I didn't see it against the receiver.
I didn't see it either. Could have been holding.
No, actually, they're going to call it against Ellwood City.
Might be holding.
Yeah, they're calling it against Ellwood City. It looks as though. I don't think it was a holding call. Maybe a man downfield call. Five-yard penalty against Ellwood City. They're backing them up. And so now with 19.5 seconds to go until halftime, do you go ahead and continue to throw the ball, or do you just run it and go into halftime with the game knotted up at 6?
You know what? You got a pretty good QB. I still go for it. I still try to at least get to midfield.
4 wide receivers, 3 to the top, 1 to the bottom. One-on-one coverage here to the near side. Smiley looking for a wide receiver screen, and he fumbles it. And it was immediately recovered by Smiley.
Wow.
What a rush off the edge by number 11, Joseph Kennedy, the junior. Smiley never saw him. The ball went up in the air backwards, and Smiley was able to fall on it, and that is the end of the first half. We're knotted up at 6. New Brighton and Ellwood City, and we have Tank on the sideline right now with Coach McCouga. Tank?
Oh, yeah, I'm here with Coach McCouga here. It's a great game so far. It's a great Beaver County game here. We got some issues with mental mistakes and turnovers. How are you going to talk to your players about that?
just keep the morale up, just keep them playing hard, and keep the energy in the second half. That's all.
So Ellwood City's getting a lot of yards after the carry. How are you going to take care of those high tackles?
We got to man them up front. Our big guys got to keep working, and some at the line of scrimmage.
That was a great call at the end of the half here. What did you guys see that took advantage of that?
We just felt that they were going to give us pressure so that we were going to take a chance.
All right, great job, Coach.
Thank you very much, Tank. And yes, they gave the pressure and they took the chance, and look at that. They got 6. The score is knotted up, 6 apiece. New Brighton, Ellwood City, we're at halftime. And the Owl's Pizza halftime show is about to kick off on Beaver County Radio.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland opens its 2025-2026 season with the award-winning comedy classic Guys and Dolls, October 3rd through the 12th. Sponsored by Clearview Federal Credit Union. For tickets, visit lincolnparkarts.org.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
The unexpected happens. When it does, you have peace of mind that you can rely on your local insurance agent. As an independent agency, S.E. Snyder in Rochester can represent you to several insurance companies so we can get you the best coverage for the best price. We pride ourselves in customer service and honest sales. You shouldn't feel pressured with an insurance quote, so if you need a quote or have questions about the coverage you need, talk with us until you're satisfied. Call S.E. Snyder Insurance Agency in Rochester today at 724-774-3584.
Tri-State Sporting Arms on Main Street in New Brighton is now open. Stop in and explore their extensive selection of high-quality firearms, pistols, and accessories. Tri-State Sporting Arms also pays top dollar for used firearms. Their experienced and highly trained staff is here to assist you in selecting the right firearm for you. Stop on down to Beaver County's newest firearm store, Tri-State Sporting Arms, at 807 3rd Avenue, New Brighton, or check them out on Facebook.
Before and after school care will now be provided at the Beaver County YMCA for students enrolled in the New Brighton and Rochester school districts. Children in this program have the chance to do homework, make friends, and have fun. We're also excited to introduce Preschool Light, designed to help children learn through socialization, art, language development, and much more. For more information, please visit our website, www.beavercountymca.org.
You're on the air with it. Yeah. Yeah, fine.
We are back at halftime, the Owl's Pizza halftime show on Beaver County Radio. We're all tied up at 6. New Brighton and Ellwood City, and the scoring by two really key players for both teams. Josiah Montanez and that running back screen pass for a touchdown by New Brighton, and Dominic Hogue running his own little flare pattern there out the flat and able to bust a couple of tackles and get 6 for Ellwood City.
Yeah, I mean, both teams, I'd say New Brighton struggled a lot more early on. They punted and turned over the downs in the first quarter. Ellwood City turned over on downs twice, interception once, didn't hurt them. You get into the second quarter, New Brighton fumbles and an interception. Well, the interception led to the eventual 28-yard Smiley to Hogue touchdown run where he got hit early but not tackled, and then, it was a nice screen play, and then he runs the end zone. Elwood up 6-0, then extra point block. New Brighton comes right back down and methodically, slowly moves down with run plays, pass plays, and then a little bit it's kind of a screenplay for their own and a couple of big plays, one by their quarterback, and they missed a 2-point conversion. So pretty equal game, 3 total turnovers. Defenses have played well by both teams. It's a tight defensive game. Ellwood really not used to this. They're used to scoring a lot more in games like this. New Brighton, I think they realized they had to play good defense if they wanted to hang in this game, and they have. And they finally got their offense going at the end because the first 4 possessions, they really didn't.
Tank, you've been following New Brighton all season long. Even though we're going into this half tied up at 6, emotionally in the locker room, it's almost as though you're winning this game at this point if you're New Brighton. Is that true?
Yes, especially with that last score and that big sack at the end where you almost fumbled it and New Brighton had a chance to take the lead. They're feeding on that. And I was on the sideline for New Brighton this half. I'll be on Ellwood City in the next half. They were feeding off that. They were really energetic. They have a nice young team. And the coaching staff's a nice young team. I'm telling you, they're going to coach them up with that.
And what a different team this is as compared to the past couple of weeks. You bring all of your stars back, whether it's injury or just general health issues, and the next thing you know, you're beginning to see the team that started 3-0.
Yeah, their confidence level is way back now that all their players are back. They may not needed them, but they thought they needed them.
Yes.
And they have their team back, and you can tell they're leaning on each other, but you can see the rust is still there from all those players that have been out for a couple of weeks. So it's going to be a great second half.
Al's Pizza halftime show continues. Ellwood City, we were talking a little bit about them, about not looking past this game to Western Beaver. And the reality is that if New Brighton wasn't able to bring back all of their stars, maybe they could get called for looking past this game. But this is a real game. I mean, New Brighton is showing themselves with all of their guys back and healthy. They are contenders for this conference.
I agree. I mean, New Brighton a lot better defensively than I thought they were. And Tank made a really good point. Is it because those kids think they need them? But when you lose leaders, it's hard sometimes. And when you're down in a game and you get beat up by a team that you think you should beat, now you go against Ellwood City. A lot of people don't think you could beat them. But here you've come out and you played great on defense. Look at Ellwood. Turnover and downs, interception, turnover and downs. They didn't really move, and Ellwood really has only had one big play, a couple of nice plays. They've had a lot of balls fall incomplete, but they haven't done a lot because they put pressure on Smiley, and they played great against the run. They're forcing them to pass more. I think New Brighton's probably been a little bit better defensively than Ellwood. Ellwood's been okay, but I think New Brighton's done a great job because the first 4 possessions were in New Brighton territory, and New Brighton stuffed them every time.
Let's talk about contenders for the CCBC Player of the Game on both sides. Tank, we'll start with you. You're down in the trenches. What are you seeing down there? Who is standing out to you so far?
What I'm seeing for offensively for New Brighton is number 2, Carter Jackson. He's out there. He's being a leader out there. But then defensively for New Brighton, though, I would say Heath Lewis for sure. He's out there. He's getting the team going for sure. Now for Ellwood City, I would say number 18, once again, the quarterback out there. He's doing some great stuff. But also number 8 for the defense on Ellwood City. He is running free out there, and he's making some big-time plays.
Cameron Mills.
Yes.
Yeah, he's number 1 in the team in tackles coming into this game.
He is running free out there. His front 4 guys are keeping him clean, which makes him able to make all those tackles.
Mike, what do you think?
I'm split. I'm split between the quarterback Cleckley and Montanez. I think Montanez, with that big touchdown, really threw him towards the lead for me. But right now, I'd go with Montanez. That big touchdown run was huge for them. And for Ellwood City, I'm going with Dom Hogue. I mean, Hogue's had a couple of big runs. They've had contributions from a lot of different guys. Barbario is one as well. Smiley has missed way too many passes, in my opinion. Just not been as accurate as he should be. But I would think Hogue right now with Barbario a close second.
We are having a very special halftime today. There is an alumni celebration, if you will, where former New Brighton band members are going to be here, be on the field, and our own Curtis Walsh is one of those band members. I understand he's playing all of the instruments at some point during halftime. We'll get to listen to that coming up in a moment. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It's tied up at 6. New Brighton, Ellwood City on Beaver County Radio.
Not to be cheesy or anything, but Al's Pizza of Beaver County has deals, specials, and delicious options that'll blow your mind. Try Al's Deep Dish, a mouth-watering pie loaded with 2 pounds of cheese and Al's renowned pizza sauce. Looking to feed the whole fam? Al's Dinner Box with a half tray of 1-topping Sicilian pizza and a half tray of cheesy breadsticks is perfect for your family dinner tonight. Even if pizza isn't your thing, stop in and try the delicious Granny Franny Meatball Sub. Delivery from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Order today or stop in at Al's and try the best pizza pies Beaver County has to offer.
This is Cindy Hiladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union with a sizzling update. Hot weather can be uncomfortable, especially when your air conditioning needs fixed. Hot deals, well, that's a different story, right? Friendly Federal Credit Union is offering hot deals on home equity loans. Now, about that air conditioning, beat the heat and get the money to fix the thing with a hot deal home equity loan at Friendly Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
Falling in love is one thing. Having anxiety about falling is a whole different subject. If you or a family member are concerned about falling, and yes, either up or down the stairs, or maybe even out of bed, St. Barnabas has a special message and some ideas just for you. Years of experience in working with people who are prone to falls has given St. Barnabas special expertise in this area. Call them at 724-443-0700 and learn about ways that you can begin to feel more confident and safe, including suggestions that you can implement right now into your daily routine. Call St. Barnabas at 724-443-0700. For many years now, St. Barnabas has been helping people fall, in love that is, with their new, better life, a longer life, a risk-free life. Call St. Barnabas now at 724-443-0700 or visit stbarnabashealthsystem.com and learn more about living longer and better.
The unexpected happens. When it does, you have peace of mind that you can rely on your local insurance agent. As an independent agency, S.E. Snyder in Rochester can represent you to several insurance companies so we can get you the best coverage for the best price. We pride ourselves in customer service and honest sales. You shouldn't feel pressured with an insurance quote, so if you need a quote or have questions about the coverage you need, talk with us until you're satisfied. Call S.E. Snyder Insurance Agency in Rochester today at 724-774-3584.
You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
Welcome back to the Al's Pizza Halftime Show. It is halftime. 6-6 is what it's tied at. And we now joined the New Brighton Band. And very soon, their alumni members will be joining them. The alumni band for New Brighton right now.
Newcastle's pretty good.
That game was pretty nice. Yeah, Newcastle sounded pretty good.
I just turned my mic off. Save some batteries. Is there anything you guys want me to ask the coach?
Okay, Ellwood City. Yeah, ask him. He's already running basketball workouts. the first 4 times in the Brighton territory, the Brighton stuffed them and they couldn't move the ball.
Okay. Punching it in.
That's one thing.
Okay. Crack that defense. All right, cool. I'm going down across the field. Thanks. I'm going to be going across.
Hey, Tank. You on the field? How bad is that field? Okay.
It's solid.
We saw our guys slipping. I see that.
They put it down and the rug skated off. Oh, no. And then they had to do it again.
It's all right. You got it.
And then it just rained.
I'd say first quarter, second quarter. Well,
It was fine.
Okay, I was just curious what you found out down here.
No. That's about right. I mean, I was right. I don't remember what that's right. This one was right. Yeah, that's all accurate stuff. We knew all that was going to happen. We made a bunch of goal last night. They had good stuff on their twice.
Oh, the Black Hawks.
Oh, that's okay. Keep on. West Allegheny, what do they know? This is sport. Yeah.
The new Brighton band.
And alumni.
We got some impressive stuff here.
Not bad. You know what? There's a strong rumor going around the press box, Rob.
What is that?
And this is something that I
haven't heard the rumor
It
yet.
started circulating, and Tank got a hold of it. Dan
Did you
Campbell
hear
got a
the
hold of
rumor?
it.
I haven't heard the
Frank
rumor.
hasn't heard this yet, but I think as soon as Frank Sparks smelled the barbecue coming over here, he offered to buy barbecue for the whole press
Is that
box.
what he did?
That's what I heard. On the company. On the company.
Look at that.
He knows he's got pool here.
Yeah, a couple of Diet Cokes if you don't mind, too.
And some barbecue. I smell it. I think Frank smelled it, and Dan Campbell got a hold of it. Then once Tank got a hold of it, look
That's
out.
all. Do we have the latest from Joe from Boom Pow? Joe from Boom Pow is over at the game with Avonworth and Central Valley, and we got to check in with him to get this halftime update. Joe?
Hey, thanks, Mike and Mangino. After 3 penalties early, Ambrose connects to Aaron Lawson for 35 yards, moving ahead deep pass. Ambrose to Maikai Ahmad for 30 yards. On 4th and 1, Brown and Ambrose, quarterback sneak with 6:30 left in the first. Extra point block, 6-0. Central pass down the field very efficiently. Call me 844 Boom Pow. I'm the superhero of energy savings. Back to Mike and Mangino. 20-yard line. With 11 minutes left, Carson Bellinger and Jake Jones connect on a beautiful pass, 65 yards to the Lopes lead, 14-6. Wow, they strike fast. Brendan Alexander stepping up, several all-pro plays in a row. However, the Lopes keep moving down the field. 4th down and 10 by running the ball. Belisaris rolling downhill as the Bulls for the Antelopes pushing the Warriors around. With 5:06 left in the second, Belisaris in for the touchdown. Kick is good. 21-6 right now, with about 3 minutes 36 left in the second quarter. And I want to let you know I'm Boom Pow DIY Solar. I'm saving homeowners a fortune by going solar with me. I'm A+ rated with the BBB. I got that 50-50 split. Get me your mother, your aunt, your grandma, your cousin, your sister, your brother's electric bill. If I can help them, we'll split the commission 50-50. I'm going to work with roofers, electricians, realtors, mortgage brokers. You can call me at 844-BOOM-POW. I'm the superhero of energy savings. Back to Mike and Mangino. 21-6 from Central Valley right now, from Sarge Albert Stadium.
Searching for a sleek new ride without breaking the bank this summer? All Access Automotive next to the YMCA has you covered. With reliable service, easy financing, and an extensive list of inventory, All Access Automotive has become the premier spot in Beaver County to find your car of the future. Looking to trade in your current vehicle? All Access will give you a fair trade-in value. Browse the eye-catching All Access lot Monday through Saturday and talk to an All Access representative and learn more today. All Access Automotive, where reliability and transparency come before anything else.
Lincoln Park Performing Arts Center in Midland opens its 2025-2026 season with the award-winning comedy classic Guys and Dolls, October 3rd through the 12th. Sponsored by Clearview Federal Credit Union. For tickets, visit lincolnparkarts.org.
Friday Transportation Update Desk. Let's get the latest in scores here. How about this one? Beaver Falls looking to make it 2 in a row if they can. And right now they're within 1 point against Freedom. They're trailing right now 7-6.
That's one of these games. Again, the winners of those games, they beat Mohawk. They can beat Freedom. They've got New Brighton coming up, Union coming up. They've got winnable games coming up. This is a Beaver Falls team that's going to get some momentum. And we talked about this a couple weeks ago. We thought this was a team that's going to make a run for the playoffs.
How about this one? A little bit of an adjustment on the scoreboard. It isn't Aliquippa that is up by 6. It's Newcastle that is up by 6. How about that? Newcastle coming into this game have been outscoring their opponents 130-0 in the last 3 games.
A lot of rumors about how good they were, a lot of rumors about what they were going to do against the Montour, against the West A, against the Aliquippa. Newcastle wins this game, they could be in the front runner as far as section championship, and that would be something because it's been a long time since Aliquippa didn't win a section championship.
Moon up by 13 on Bethel Park, 20-7. How about this one? Beaver really upset about what happened last week against Central Valley, and the bad news is that for McGuffey, they drew Beaver. Yeah. And now it's halftime, and it's 35-0.
McGuffey, unfortunately for them, they're going to be the team that everybody beats up on in that conference. And Beaver is a lot better than they showed last week, although it did play a good Central Valley squad.
Sarah Catholic trailing Cornell 20-6. Avonworth, we talked about them, up 21-6. Just an absolute power in 3A and maybe the best team in 4A. Clearly within the WPIAL, maybe on this side of the state. Hopewell rolling past Quaker Valley. Upset about their loss to Avonworth last week. It's 34-0. They've not even gotten the halftime yet.
Yeah, Hopewell's really good. And for you fans wondering, we're trying to catch everybody. We're likely, it looks like Freedom at Riverside next week. We'll catch Riverside. Also catch Freedom on a Friday night. Probably going to see Hopewell in 2 weeks. We're going to see Beaver Falls, New Brighton in 2 weeks, and then in the middle of October, we will see Hopewell one of the last couple weeks of the season. We're going to see them. So we're going to try to catch everybody, as many teams as possible. But toward the end of the year, that CV Hopewell game or North Catholic Hopewell game really look good for us. But there's a lot of things that could happen. But Robert, the one big thing is we've seen some really good Beaver County football. Think about where we were a couple years ago. We had a lot of blowouts. When you get teams like Hopewell, New Brighton, Riverside, all Ellwood City, those 4 programs were, let's face it, moribund is a good way to use it. They have all stepped up. Now they're all competitive, all fighting for playoffs. You add in that Ambridge is a little bit better. There's a lot of good football to be played in Beaver County now. So as a whole, it's stepped up from what it was 2 years ago.
Second half kickoff in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Are you looking for a cigar, tobacco, vape, and roll your own supply store in Beaver County? Visit Vape and Roll With It at 751 Merchant Street, Ambridge to shop for a variety of the best cigars in the walk-in humidor. They also sell vape juice, disposable vapes, glass, and CBD. You can also view several of their in-store promotions by following Vape and Roll With It on Facebook and Instagram. Visit vapeandrollwithit.com for more information. Don't worry about prices or stress, just roll with it. Open 7 days a week on Merchant Street in Ambridge. That's Vape and Roll With It.
It's time to tackle your HVAC unit's problems before they happen. It's time to call the winning team at Johnson's Heating and Cooling. Temperatures will be changing, so it's the perfect time to call Johnson's for a maintenance check. And here's the best part. If you're in Beaver County, you're close to Johnson's, conveniently located in Beaver Falls. Find out why customers keep running back to Johnson's Heating and Cooling for prompt, reliable service and competitive pricing. Call 724-581-4195 or visit johnsonsheating@comcast.net.
We are just seconds away from the second half kickoff. Tank Latham able to talk to Coach Bradley coming out at halftime. Tank?
Yeah, guys, I talked with Coach Bradley right before kickoff here, and I was asking him basically what did he say to his guys at halftime, because this scoreboard does not show how this game is going. He basically said it's on us to win this. It's our mistakes. We need to tighten those things up. And he said, one question I had was about turnovers, and he just rolled his eyes at me.
Thank you very much, Tank. And you need to be able to capitalize on turnovers, and Ellwood City just not able to do that. That kickoff went out of bounds, so New Brighton is going to get great field position. Something else, too.
Yeah.
They scored last going into the half, and now they get an opportunity here with the ball first to start the third quarter.
Huge.
And they are already excited and motivated. This could be a real turning point for New Brighton.
You could make a game-defining drive. You take a lot of time off the clock. You got a team on the road. You got a team that was favored. And Ellwood, if you can score here, now you put the onus on their offense, which really hasn't played well. And they've not been great in the passing game. They've had a couple of nice passes, a couple of nice runs, but they had the ball, again, 4 straight times in New Brighton territory and turned over on downs 3 times in a turnover once. So New Brighton's earned what they have right now.
Carter Jackson under center, wing formation, wing T formation, man in motion, coming run over the top, hands it off, and up over the middle, and a nice pickup, Josiah Montanez, the man who caught that screen pass for a touchdown. A nice run over that wing position and able to pick up about 5 yards, 2nd and 5 for New Brighton.
Yeah, nice first down play, and that's all you want. Don't do too much. You can eat up a lot of clock and not give them the ball. I mean, Ellwood had the ball a total of 6 times that first half, and you want to limit that to 4 or 5.
New Brighton coming out, similar formation. Carter under center, 2 backs behind him, wing, man in motion. And hand it off to Montanez one more time. No, they end up giving it to Heath. And he's able to take it up close to the 35-yard line. It looks as though they're going to give him a first down. They're going to wave him through because the ball's right there on the paint. And, yes, they are moving him along. First down pickup for Heath Lewis, running from his fullback position.
You could talk about talent. You could talk about linemen. You could talk about missed tackles. Keep the sticks moving. Keep the sticks moving. Eat up clock. Take your opportunities and score when you can. That is the biggest thing in football. Don't turn the ball over. It's a winning formula.
Under center one more time. Wing formation, just the opposite mirror direction. Hands it off. And that able to get maybe about 3 yards. Michael Cleckley on that one. So what they try to do is a lot of that wing movement where they try to hand it off with the guy already not moving. Quite at a sprint level yet, but he already has a lot of momentum moving forward, trying to get a little bit of misdirection there in Ellwood City. Everybody's staying home and maintaining their assignments.
Well, Ellwood knows they're going to run, and that's the big thing here. They know they're going to run, but Ellwood – but New Brighton's got to surprise them. I wouldn't be surprised to see that screen pass again a couple of times. Again, they're going to have to move the sticks by passing some as well.
Here we go. Traditional south side formation, man in motion. Bumbled snap, and they're going to whistle it dead. Motion against New Brighton.
Yeah.
I don't think that Jackson was ready for the snap on that one.
I don't think so either. Hit his hands and he dropped it, obviously, so that's going to cost him 5 yards.
So they'll back him up to what looks to be about the 43-yard line. They need to get to the 45 of Ellwood City. So 2nd and 12.
If you have an offense like we talk about Avonworth a ton, where you can just point at guys and say, we're coming your way, that's one thing. I don't think New Brighton's quite that way yet. These are equal lines pretty much. Mm-hmm. But if you get to a point where you are dominant on that line and you can run all day, great. But it's why I say they have to mix it up a little bit to move this ball.
Everybody in tight. One wide receiver to the near side. Hands it off. and up over the 45-yard line, out to about the 47, maybe we'll call it the 48. That a pickup by Josiah Montanez of about 5 yards, getting them to within a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, actually, that's not bad. It's not a bad run there, but the thing is you get the blocks up front, it enables you to get through the line, but then what happens there? Are your linemen moving downfield and blocking the linebackers? If you're not, then it's running back against linebackers one-on-one, and if he can make a move past them, fine. It's hard to get more than 4 or 5 yards if you don't get that secondary blocking.
Man in motion. Jackson decides to keep it himself, following his blockers, looking for some room, able to pick up about half of what he needed. He needs to get to the 45. He got to the 47, and now it's a 4th and 2. And Coach Makuga has some decisions to make here.
That's a tough
and
one.
it looks as though they're going to go for it. And this is one of those difficult situations because you want to go for it and be able to show something with your offense because all you need are 2 yards, right?
Yes.
But at the same time, you don't want to keep on giving Ellwood City these short fields like this.
But you know what, I think the fans appreciate a winning team, a winning mentality, and that's what he's brought to this. And you got to take chances. If it fails, it fails. But maybe they're going to try to draw the sides too.
Cleckley in motion, and they're going to hand it off to the up man, and he gets the first down up over the 45-yard line down to the 44. Ellwood City is saying that there was a fumble. Referees are saying no. He was able to get the first down pickup, and now they're moving the sticks.
See, it's a confidence thing. If you do this and you tell your team you're going to do this and you consistently do this at midfield, you got to figure it's going to be a time where you're going to win them more often than not. You get those 2 yards more often than not, then you're going to show your team you have confidence in them. Thus, the kids have confidence in you. Thus, if you have confidence in your coach and your program gets better. If you're consistently, they'll give your kids a chance to prove themselves in these situations, then they wonder, can they do it? So I kind of like Coach Makuga doing this.
3 wide receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation, hands it off up the middle once again. This time to Josiah Montanez. And a pickup of what looks to be about 3 just outside the 40-yard line to the 41 for New Brighton.
Well, what this drive is doing is it's eaten up 5 minutes on the clock already. Big time. I mean, if New Brighton could continue to do this half, each team gets the ball a couple of times. If you score, all you got to do is play that tough defense like you've been. You come away a victor here. Because Ellwood hasn't really moved the ball by pass that well yet. They've missed a lot of passes. They've had a couple of nice runs. They had that one big play to score. New Brighton just takes a ton of time off the clock. They just got to keep moving the sticks.
3 wide receivers to the far side. Bad snap. Jackson all the way back to following it all the way back to his own 41-yard line. Just wasn't ready for the snap, and it was a little low to his left. And what looked like a really nice drive for New Brighton sets up a 3rd and forever here.
Yep.
All the way back at their own, they're going to call it the 43. They have to get all the way inside the 35-yard line to the 34 of Ellwood City for a first down. 3rd, and what they're going to call, it looks like, what is that, 23 yards?
Yeah, they lost about 17 there. That's huge. That is huge. Because now, if you don't make it, you're probably going to have to punt. So that one mistake just is going to kill them here.
6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Snap. Rolling out to his left, looking for somewhere to throw. Finds a man, has him around the 48-yard line. Nice pickup, completion. Bryson Porter-Jones with the reception, and then forced out of bounds by the defender. And now you're looking at 4th and about 13.
Yeah.
And clearly you're in punt formation on this one.
I think so, too. It looks like that's what they're going to do.
Bryson Porter-Jones, number 0, is the punter. But it looks as though they're going to keep Carter Jackson out there on the field. Are they going to go ahead and go for it here?
They might.
They're inside Ellwood City territory at the 46-yard line, just inside the 47.
Maybe he has that much confidence in his defense and figures, hey, what the heck? We stopped them all first half. This is interesting.
They're setting up now 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Last time a shotgun snap, it went backwards a long way. Now Jackson looking, throws, has a man deep, single coverage. Did he take the catch? Touchdown, New Brighton. He was juggling that ball and finally able to bring it in with a man on him, and he was able to make the catch on a 4th and 11 for the touchdown.
54
Wow.
yards, buddy. He looked at different receivers. He looked left, faked, didn't see anything. Looked right, faked. There was a man open down the middle for a first down. He chose to go for it all. Not sure who caught the ball. We can hopefully get Tank in on that one soon. But it was a matter of he held on to the ball or not. And it was a jump ball. The receiver got it. He had a half a step on the DB. Beautiful throw, beautiful juggling catch. And that could be a season-defining catch for New Brighton if they can hold on and win this one.
They're going for the extra point. Actually, they're going for the 2-point conversion. Heath Lewis in the tailback position. Looking back at the officials, with the officials calling a penalty against New Brighton. So they're going to back them up 5 yards. Tank, let's go to you on the sideline. Tank, we were in a little bit of a blind spot for who caught that pass. Were you able to see who made that catch?
Yeah, that was Joseph Kennedy, and they like that matchup. Joseph Kennedy is a full foot taller, I think, than the defender he was on, and you're right. He was bobbling that ball like a circus clown there, but he finally pulled it in there.
So that's 2 touchdowns now for Coleckley.
Okay, that's his first touchdown on the evening.
No, I mean,
second touchdown for New Brighton.
Right, second touchdown pass from Coleckley.
Oh, yes, second touchdown pass from Carter Jackson. Yes. Picks it up, rolling, has a man open in the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. 14-6.
Wow.
What a 2-point conversion attempt by New Brighton after a 5-yard penalty.
Blown
and
coverage.
now they go up by 8 points with 4:50 remaining in the third quarter. We'll come back with the kick in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Hello, this is Alan Bross, General Manager of Moon Township Ford. Just like a good football team is trained to win, our goal is to win you over with our own team of experienced professionals equipped with what it takes to make your dreams of a new car come true. So if you haven't visited us for a while, come over and see what we have to offer. Or visit our exciting selection of cars and trucks online. Find out why people keep running back to Moon Township Ford. Belconi's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
We have ourselves a ball game here, my friends.
Hey.
New Brighton up by 8 points on Ellwood City. That was clearly the team favorite coming into this game. Coming into this game with a 2-0 record in the conference. New Brighton 0-2. But the big difference maker for New Brighton is they have all their stars back. The kick is away. It hits an up man and then dribbles through and then ultimately taken down at the 25-yard line.
Now,
he had no chance. He picked up the ball, and the New Brighton Gunners were down there to take him down. And on the reception on that one was Dominic Danucci picked it up and immediately lit up.
Tank made a great point. Momentum's a big thing. These kids from New Brighton running off the field, huge. I've been saying all game long, New Brighton's got to throw to loosen things up. Running is establishing things, and they've run the ball better, but that big throw there, and they're not afraid to go for it. The guts by Coach McCouga has got them a lead here in a game that, I'm not saying it's a must-win, but pretty nice to have a win.
Smiley now, shotgun formation. Wide receivers spread out wide, one to the far side, two to the near side, hands it off to Kjorton and immediately stopped by New Brighton. Pickup of one, maybe two at the most.
Big key, when your defense gets out there now and your offense just got you a lead, and your defense played pretty good the first half, you want to go out there and stop them dead, get the ball back, take more time off the clock, and now the pressure starts to get more on Ellwood as this game goes along. They're on the road. They've got something to prove, and New Brighton's defense looking pretty good here after that 1 yard stop.
Yeah, New Brighton running a lot of single high safeties, playing most of their men in the box. Slant route, he's running for he's off to the races to the 40, 35. Can he get caught from behind? It looks as though he may. All the way down inside the 10-yard line. What a catch and run on the slant route. Tyler Smiley able to hit his receiver, and off to the races he was. He hit number 9, Colton Gulo, on a quick little slant route, and he was gone.
That almost looked like It's hard to tell from our angle, but it looked like the quarterback did a fake and handed the ball off almost. And because he did this, and it was almost like a fake, but he hit the guy right in the middle of the line. He just emerged from the line.
Yes.
It was so weird. He caught that ball amongst 3 or 4 people and burst by them. So New Brighton bit really hard on the run. And
ball snap back. Smiley has to fall on it all the way back to the 23-yard line. A bad snap over his head. And this is a fortunate play for New Brighton to have that happen. But that happened to New Brighton just this last drive. They figured out a way of turning it into 6. Ellwood City now looking at a second and what looks to be, second and
maybe
22.
Maybe we're going to have fireworks all second half. I don't know.
Could be. So second and goal from the 22. Smiley, shotgun. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Back, looking to his right, looking to his left. Here comes the pressure. He finds some room. He's taken off running. Makes one man miss all the way down inside the 15-yard line and finally pushed out of bounds close to the 10-yard line.
Well, pressure on him, and he wanted to throw. Good pressure by New Brighton, as they have all game long. He moves to his left. Everybody's covering. A lot of room to run. He decides, look, there's nobody open. I got to get this 10 yards. I got to get this first down. Good decision by Smiley.
That was a huge pickup. You go from second and 22 to what looks to be...
Oh, wait a minute.
Now they're walking it back. Could there be a penalty here? I can't see a flag, but it looks as though the officials are calling a holding penalty against Ellwood City, so that great run is brought back.
So New Brighton says, you know what? No first down, Mr. Azadian. So that's going to take it back, and they're going to be about the same distance. Still the same down, still around the same distance.
So they're going to call the holding penalty. It's a spot foul, 10 yards from the spot, so it really brings it back to what looks to be about the line of scrimmage from the last play. So they're going to call it second and 22 from the 23. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown. Smiley, shotgun formation. Curtin on his right hip. Wide receivers split wide each way. Back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Can he get it open? He has a guy who's wide open. Touchdown, Ellwood City. The defensive back fell and was unable to maintain position. And then his receiver was wide open for the reception and the touchdown for Ellwood City.
Wow. I got to tell you, man, blown coverage there for New Brighton. They did so well defensively, but just like that, 23-yard touchdown.
Wow. So now Ellwood City is down by 2. They're in a situation they have to go for the 2-point conversion here. It makes no sense to get the 1-point conversion at all, even though they have a kicker who is capable of doing this. Aiden Huth is 14 of 15, so he can kick, but you're down by 2. You go for the 2 here.
Exactly.
Smiley, shotgun, Curtin on his right hip, 3 wide receivers. Back to pass, looking, drops the ball, and then falls to the ground. The 2-point conversion is no good. New Brighton stays up by 2. Kickoff in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
This is Cindy Haladio for Friendly Federal Credit Union with a sizzling update. Hot weather can be uncomfortable, especially when your air conditioning needs fixed. Hot deals, well, that's a different story, right? Friendly Federal Credit Union is offering hot deals on home equity loans. Now, about that air conditioning, beat the heat and get the money to fix the thing with a hot deal home equity loan at Friendly Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
What a football game we have here in New Brighton. 2:44 to go in the third quarter. And Ellwood City trails by 2. New Brighton up because of a 2-point conversion that was good on their touchdown here to open up the drive in the second half. So we've had 2 drives in the second half, and we've had 2 scores for touchdowns, even though there were 2 bad snaps in the shotgun formation. Kick deep, taken at the 10-yard line. Out over the middle of 15 to the 20, trying to find some room, and ultimately taken down right there at the 20 The returner on that one was number 1, Michael Cleckley for New Brighton, out to get to the 20.
A couple of things. I got a million things I want to talk about here. One, that touchdown was to Dale Curry.
Yes.
Secondly is, how about the enthusiasm back here now with a lot more fans in the stands for New Brighton? A lot of people from Ellwood back to a big-time Friday nights up here at New Brighton again. Glad to see that back. They've deserved this for a long time. In a competitive ball game, New Brighton leads by 2, a quarter and 2 minutes and 36 seconds to go. Very important here for New Brighton to move the sticks and get field position, because right now they don't have it.
Carter Jackson brings his team out to the line of scrimmage. Ball on the 20-yard line. 1st and 10. Wide receivers split one side into the other. I formation next to the quarterback. He decides to try to run up that right side and immediately stop behind the line. That one was Drake Davis, 6'3", 240, the junior, coming off of that end position, just busting through the line and held him for no gain.
You know, these are situations for New Brighton. You take a punch, you punch back, you take the lead, then you take another punch. That's the game of football. You got to withstand things like this. Now, your offense has to help you here. The defense didn't on that last series.
Snap back to pass, looking. Has a man open, wide open. Can he get him? And almost in and out of the hands. He had his receiver, Bryce Porter Jones, open, but just couldn't make the reception.
You know what? I don't know whether he didn't see him or what. He was wide open by 5 yards. He waited, and then threw it the last minute. By that time, the DB was there. Boy, that would have been something. If he could have caught that, they'd be at midfield.
Pride Transportation Update Desk, Avonworth 27-6 on Central Valley. We'll get a report from Joe from Boom Pow in a moment. Newcastle still leading Aliquippa 6-0 at halftime. Beaver up by 35. Hopewell up by 34. Carter Jackson takes the ball, snap, looking for some, and he's throwing into double coverage on that one, looking for Bryce Porter Jones again, and he was blanketed on that one. Dominic Hogue and Dalen Curry in the coverage.
It's just, the games come down to one or two big plays. A couple of big plays by each team, but with a 14-12 game, not making a first down, having to punt the ball deep in your territory. Ellwood's going to get the ball likely in their territory.
Porter Jones gets it away. It is a high kick. It will bounce at about the 43 of New Brighton and rolls into Ellwood City territory. So Ellwood City will get it 1st and 10 from their own 48 in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Looking for that special home or wanting to sell yours? Let the Lisa Latham team, brokered by eXp Realty, help you. Hi, I'm Tank Latham, and our goal is to make you feel comfortable whether buying or selling. Lisa and I strive to make the process as smooth and as easy as possible. We invite you to visit the all-new eXp office located at 926 3rd Avenue, New Brighton. Give us a call at 724-307-5472. Check out Beaver County Home Inventory on our website, lisalatham.com. The Lisa Latham team, results that move you.
Ellwood City, great field position. In fact, they've had great field position for every possession that they've had.
Except, and by the way, Lisa Latham, she's listening. You know, she's the better looking of the two between her and Tank.
I have no doubts about that one.
By
I have
a lot.
no because I've been up close to Tank.
Tank's not pretty.
I'm going with that one.
Tank's
right
not
there.
pretty, man.
Back to pass, Smiley looking, pressure's coming, and from behind, was there an interception? It looks as though there was. First down, New Brighton, the pressure coming from number 11 for New Brighton. That was a fantastic play. Just came in there and stripped him. Joseph.
Yeah, he hit him as he was throwing the ball. He wanted to throw the ball deeper downfield. Guys around him from his blind side, they're not protecting him on the blind side. He got hit as he threw right into about 3 New Brighton players. It was a matter of, did they catch the ball or not?
Yes.
They did catch the ball. 2 turnovers each. Ellwood City made New Brighton pay for their interception. New Brighton, they could do this with a 2-point lead, and they could score here. It becomes a 2-score game.
Under center, man in motion around a formation, handoff. and immediately tripped at the line of scrimmage. That was a really good play. Colton Julio coming in and causing the wingback to trip there and just not able to pick up anything, just taken down right there at the line of scrimmage. That was Joseph Kennedy coming from his wide receiver position.
Beginning of the year, non-conference games, you can afford to lose a couple of conference games. But when you're down a couple in the conference and you still have all these conference games to play in a very good conference, winning a game like this is so huge for New Brighton. Losing it really puts your back against the wall. This is a big, big series for them.
Southside wing T formation, handoff around this right side, Montanez, and he has nowhere to go. Tackle behind the line of scrimmage. Look at that. What a play.
That was number 19, I believe.
19 for Ellwood City, just came in there and shot the gap. Aiden Huth.
And he just, that's a big play. I mean, how many big plays have we seen by both teams on defense? Stops on runs up the middle, big one-on-one tackling. We've seen a lot of that tonight. We haven't had all year. We've seen some gang tackling up to this point in this year, but a lot of individual tackles by New Brighton, and the referees are.
Well, it looks as though they're going to let the third quarter go out.
They're going to let the third quarter go out. That's what happens. Okay.
Yeah, the coaches got the official word from the referees that the play clock is higher than the game clock, so they're going to go to the third quarter. We'll go to the third quarter with them. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
J. Young Refuse and Industry is proud to be an integral part of Beaver County for the past 36 years. Featuring a wide range of recycling services for contracted areas, they are sure to help you get the job done. The J. Young Refuse team of professional drivers consistently exceed safety and service throughout the day, while their customer service representatives take professionalism to the next level. J. Young Refuse offers both commercial and residential pickup as well. Call J. Young Refuse at 724-495-6199 today. Before and after school care will now be provided at the Beaver County YMCA for students enrolled in the New Brighton and Rochester school districts. Children in this program have the chance to do homework, make friends, and have fun. We're also excited to introduce Preschool Light, designed to help children learn through socialization, art, language development, and much more. For more information, please visit our website, www.beavercountymca.org.
It is 14-12, New Brighton on Ellwood City as we start the fourth quarter here at New Brighton. New Brighton has the ball, 3rd and 12 from the 50-yard line. Jackson rolling, pressure's coming, looking for somebody to throw it to. Does he have a man? He's just going to throw it away out of bounds and live to fight another day. They're going to go ahead and punt. However, there's a late flag on the play. It looks as though, well, it's going to be interesting to see what they ultimately call.
You know, I mean, here you've got the quarterback rolling left, and he has to turn his body to throw, and there's nobody open. He's got a man on him, and it's a question of there's really nobody to throw to. If you roll out right, you're kind of throwing where you're running. I mean, they got him rolling left, and it's like the probability of success on a play like that isn't that high. There was nobody open. He had to throw it away. So now you bring up...
It's fourth down now. The penalty is going to be declined against New Brighton. So now it's a 4th and 12. They're in clear punting situation. There's no sense in
they've gone for it here before, but you can't take these risks with a lead now. You can't.
Up by 2 in the fourth quarter. Let's go to Tank Latham on the sideline. Tank, what's happening over on that Ellwood City bench at this point?
I'll tell you what, early in this half, there was like no life on this sideline. All of a sudden, there's a lot of life on this sideline. These guys know they're in this game. Coaches are coaching them up. It's going to be real interesting when it gets down to it.
Punt is away and down by one of the New Brighton players at the 22-yard line. So Ellwood City, 1st and 10 at their own 22 in the fourth quarter.
Fry Transportation Instant Update Desk, a really, really big game in this conference. Western Beaver and Riverside, 19-19. Riverside, as New Brighton is trying to spoil the hopes of the two favorites, Ellwood City and here Western Beaver, and giving them both losses leading into next week's Ellwood-Western Beaver game.
Other scores, Freedom up by 1 on Beaver Falls, 7-6. The Tigers winning by 7 against Bethel, 42-0 for Beaver. We'll give you more in a moment. First, though, Smiley, shotgun formation, back to pass, looking for a wide receiver screen on the left side. He hits it. Does he have a man? Can he get open? He does. And all the way out to about the first down marker. Nice play on the wide receiver screen. Good blocking by his fellow receivers, able to get out close to a first down pickup.
Now, Ellwood knows that they have to complete some passes and move the ball down the field to score here. They've got big play capability. New Brighton got a man in, hit him right away, but he dragged himself out, and I think that's a first down, but they might not be marking it as one. Hey, they haven't moved the sticks yet.
No, they're short about a yard
they're
or two.
Still short? Okay.
But they're going to mark off a penalty against New Brighton.
So, no, just like that, they're almost at midfield.
15-yard penalty against New Brighton.
Man, that's not good. That is not good. If you're New Brighton now, Ellwood's at midfield. Those mistakes, those 1 and 2 big plays a game. You're talking about unsportsmanlike conduct, something like that. Boom, now that team was pinned out to the 20-yard line. Now they're out at the 47-yard line. Just
Tyler
like
Smiley, shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 2 on the far side, 2 on the near side. Curtin on the zip, hands it off. Nope, he decides to keep it himself, calls his own number over the left side, drug out of bounds, and the flag is coming because he threw him down. It was one thing to push him out of bounds, but he threw him to the ground. New Brighton is going to give Ellwood City 15 more yards. They'll get it all the way down to the 35-yard line.
Yep.
1st and 10 for Ellwood City.
You know what? 2 big things. Here's Ellwood. Struggled in the first half offensively. And now here they are in the second half. Second time they've had the ball. They roll out the quarterback. Didn't do that most of the time in the first half. They threw a screen pass. Only did that one time. So the 2 big plays have worked. They're changing the way they do things in order to try to score.
Hopewell was up 41-0 on Quaker Valley. Beaver 42-0 on McGuffey. Newcastle still leads 6-0. That scores at halftime.
As far as we know.
Avonworth and Central Valley. Avonworth is up by what looks to be, 21 going into halftime. And we'll have an update with Joe from Boom Pow Solar in just a few minutes.
Clearly the best team in 3A.
Tyler Smiley, shotgun. Takes it, hands it off. Dive play right up the middle, close to the 30-yard line. Pickup of about 4 on first down for Curtin.
I know they won't, but I'm a head coach. I might want to call a timeout and get my kids over here and say, hey, look, man, you guys have just given them 30 yards they shouldn't have. They're getting chunk yards against you. You're up by 2. Let's act like we're up by 2, and let's play some defense. They need a big defensive play. There's 5 more yards on first down. They need those individual big tackles again.
Shotgun formation. Man on his hip. Jumped again from New Brighton. So that is now 35 yards in penalties in this drive alone.
And they lose this game, you're going to go right back to this and say, coulda, shoulda, woulda. I mean, that is really hard when you've had 2 go against you, because I know you got to play physical, you got to play tough. And now you're trying to get a jump. I get it. But, man, you've got to be disciplined. And that's how you lose games in tight games like this. 3 plays, and they're down at the 31-yard line?
They're down to the 26 at this point.
It's 26-yard line. They were started at the 26. They just gave them 60 yards.
Yeah, so it's 2nd and 1. Three wide receivers, 2 to the near side, 1 to the far side. Takes the snap, decides to call his own number, follows his blocker, and great tackle that time. That was a huge defensive stop by Dominic Pasquale, the 5'10", 175-pound senior from his tackle position to bring down Tyler Smiley.
That was big. And you know what? I don't know if you noticed this, but I certainly have. You notice when Smiley takes off running what he's doing. He's carrying it like a loaf of bread with one hand. He's not tucking it. If somebody else on that line notices that, swat his arm. Swat his arm. Make him give that ball up. You never know if that could win you a game. I certainly would if I was on the defensive line. You see a ball like that, you got to go after it.
3rd and 1. Handoff. Curtin has it and tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh yeah.
Are they going to say he didn't make it over the... Because he had to get to the 25. They're going to call him short. So it's 4th and short. Another great defensive stop by New Brighton on the run play.
I got to tell you, this New Brighton defense, they've given up some tough plays. They've made some mistakes. We all know that. We just talked about it. But they have made big play after big play after big play to really stop Ellwood City when they've had to. There's 2 big plays in a row. Can they get a 3rd in a row and stop them? This is a huge play if you're New Brighton. If you can stop them 3 straight times with 1 yard. I see quarterback sneak coming here, but
They come out. Smiley under center. What does he decide to do? He's trying to get New Brighton to jump, but they're not jumping. He teeps it himself, and he gets the first down all the way inside the 25, close to the 23-yard line. First down, Ellwood City.
I just had that feeling. The reason I did is because New Brighton's keying on the running backs. They ball handed off to them. They're beating their men on a block, and they're getting their one-on-one individual tackles. Smiley said, well, in order for that not to happen, I just got to go right over my center and get that yard. That's what they did. And so I'm not surprised Dan Badley made that call. It's a big call for Ellwood City. Now they got a fresh set of downs. Big series for both teams.
First and 10, ball at the 23-yard line. Back to pass, and immediately hit. The ball's on the ground. Who has it? It looks as though Ellwood City has it. They're going to call that a fumble because he wasn't able to let go, but it looks as though he was trying to throw it, and then it was a pump fake.
That's one of those.
And then it went down.
Yeah,
no, they're going to call it incomplete now.
If you do this and your arm is coming forward, then it's a forward. Then it's a pass. But if you're going backwards and you don't have a forward. See, that's what John McCougar's going to ask them. He's asking his guys up in the sky to. Yeah, they're talking about that.
All right, 8:23. They went 10 seconds back on the play clock because the scorekeeper was treating that as a fumble, and they're saying, no, that wasn't a fumble. That was an incomplete pass. So they're waiting for that fix, and they got the fix. 8:23 left to go in the fourth quarter. New Brighton up by 2, 14-12. Ellwood City driving. Broken eye formation, handoff, big run over that right side, and a pickup of about 3 yards on that one. New Brighton continues to swarm the football and able to really contain the Ellwood City rushing attack to about 2 to 3 yards per play.
I'm really impressed by their defense. I mean, coming into this game, I honestly thought Ellwood would be the better team all the way around. And I thought, boy, New Brighton's going to have to play a perfect game to beat them, but I was wrong. New Brighton is a lot better defensively than I give them credit for. They're a much better team than their record has indicated. And, boy, I could just see some battles coming up in the MAC Conference. And in 2 weeks, we've got New Brighton, Beaver Falls. I'm already excited for that game.
Oh, that's going to be a really
That's going to be a war. Because you know Beaver Falls isn't happy about losing at home last year.
That's right. So it's 3rd and 7. New Brighton defense looking to be able to shore themselves up. Smiley back to pass, looking, pressure's coming. He's able to make a one-man miss and then finally brought down a short gain of about 2. So now it's 4th and what looks to be about 4, maybe 5 yards. And now a decision.
He's not getting up.
No, he's not.
I got to tell you, it almost got him, and it would have been a loss and would have been 4th and 10. He brings it all the way to about the So they're going to make it 4th and about 6. They're saying 7, but, boy, hopefully he can get up on his own. And he's not just yet. Maybe just a cramp. Let's just hope that's what it is.
All right, we'll take a timeout as they tend to him. Back with more. It's 14-12. New Brighton over Ellwood City. 7:14 to go in regulation on Beaver County Radio.
Hello, this is Alan Bross, General Manager at Moon Township Ford. Just like a good football team is trained to win, our goal is to win you over with our own team of experienced professionals equipped with what it takes to make your dreams of a new car come true. So if you haven't visited us for a while, come over and see what we have to offer. Or visit our exciting selection of cars and trucks online. Find out why people keep running back to Moon Township Ford. Belconi's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
Has your smile recently been intercepted by a bad cavity, stains, or damage that's been driving you crazy? Don't worry. Dr. Timothy Lip in Lip Dentistry is the Hail Mary your teeth have been needing. Located in Beaver Falls and Robinson Township, Lip Dentistry has been a trusted business for families in the greater Pittsburgh area to touch down at for over 2 decades. Make sure to rush over to lipdentistry.com and register for an appointment today and get 25% off your first cleaning. Don't fumble the opportunity to make Lip Dentistry your office of the future and make an appointment today.
The injured player for Ellwood City was their starting center, junior Eli Moore, and he is limping off the field ever so gingerly. And this is going to be interesting to who's going to go ahead and fill his spot and how they're going to have to shift the line around because the New Brighton line has played exceedingly well so far, especially against the run and putting some nice pressure on Smiley in the passing game too. So they're going to call it 4th. And the official scorekeepers are saying it's 5. It looks a whole lot more like a 6 at this point. Smiley, shotgun, back to pass, looking to his right, looking. Flare pattern out to his right, to his
Tipped
running
again.
back, and incomplete.
Tipped again. It was tipped by
Number 51?
51. And it was tipped again because
Jackson Childs.
That ball just took a flutter. They're going to go. That again. I mean, a nice play by them on defense. New Brighton. Again, they're pinned, but they have the lead. For them, can you get a couple, 2-3 first downs and end this? If you could keep the ball out of their hands and don't turn the ball over, you can win this game by 2. You'll take what you can get here. This would be a huge win for their program if they could win this one here tonight.
7:02 to go in regulation. New Brighton has the ball up by 2, 14-12, off of that turnover on downs. Jackson under center, hands it off, up over the right side, lowers his shoulder, plows through a defender. Big first down pickup for 12 yards. Nice run by New Brighton. And
That's big.
back on that one,
Really
Josiah Montanez. He caught the screen pass for a touchdown at the end of the first half, and a big play there to get them a fresh set of downs and a lot better field position. Ball all the way out to the 31.
Now you're talking to your kids. You're letting them know, take the clock down. Just run the ball. Don't pass if we don't have to. Just move the sticks and move the ball.
Under center, man in motion, Montanez again. This time it's a handoff to the fullback, and that one right up the middle. Pickup of about 8, maybe 9 yards on that. And that was Heath Lewis on the carry, number 24,
That's
the
big.
standout senior.
That's big because now you don't get a first down. The clock just keeps going. And you didn't stop the clock because of the first down. And now you just take your time. You get that first down, you move it again. 3 or 4 first downs, you eat that clock. And even if you don't score, you make them go a long way. That's the key here. Eat some clock. You don't have to score. A scorer could put it away, but eat the clock.
5:55 in a running clock. Wing formation. Handoff. And that one was sniffed out. Great defensive play by Ellwood City. That was led by Cameron Mills, the number 1 leader in tackles for this defense. He's been outstanding all
He
evening
lost
long.
a yard at least, so I think it's going to be 3rd and 2. The clock is saying 3rd and 1, but he definitely lost a yard. And they're going to say 3rd and 3. He lost 2 yards. So now
He needs to get to about the 41.
Now you're New Brighton. You've got to get this first down. You don't get it here. You're going to give Ellwood the ball back a lot earlier than you wanted to. Big
5:12 to go in regulation. Everybody's in tight except for one wide receiver near side. Man in motion. Hands it off to that man in motion, and he's stopped right around the line of scrimmage, and he's able to get out beyond the 40. And now it's important about where they mark it. Are they going to give him the first down or not?
Boy, that's close.
It is so close.
Well, one official says 40 and a half. The other one's at about the 41.
What
Who
are they
wins
going to
over?
do? They may decide to bring out the sticks.
They're going to have to.
That's what they're going to do.
Well, where it's marked, it looks
He's looking.
Wow, that's
now,
close.
Considering where the ball is and where the sticks are, if you look at it, it's a first down. I think I can see a first down from up here.
It's really close. If
But
I'm
they're
Ellwood
going
City,
to bring them out.
I
This is
demand
the second time they're bringing out the sticks for a measurement in a football game.
Yeah.
I've not seen this for the longest time.
Because most of the time they're far enough over. This is one that's that close.
Well, the one previously, they were short by over a yard.
This is going to be real close.
I think he has it by more than the length of a football.
Yeah.
Yes,
they
he
do.
does.
Wow, that's
plenty of room.
That's really big.
Big run for New Brighton.
Because now 3 runs into the line takes you down to about the 3-minute mark. Now, if you're Ellwood City, you got to start thinking about stripping the ball. You got to start thinking about using your timeouts. If they get another first down, you're going to have to use your timeouts. Ellwood City desperate to get the ball back here, and New Brighton controls it. Don't turn the ball over. Let's hold on to the ball. Again, they've limited them to 3 times with the ball. Ellwood, this is New Brighton's 4th time with the ball this half.
3 running backs, man in motion, and hand it off to the fullback. And Heath Lewis just plowing his way through all the way down to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 9.
I got
Let's go to Tank on the sideline. Tank, it looks as though the New Brighton offensive line just imposing their will at this point.
Yeah, they're right up the center too. It's demoralizing when that happens. They're taking it right up the 2 or
the 4-hole on them, and it's going right in the middle, and Heath is running hard, and so is JoJo.
Yeah, P.J. Du Bois, 6 foot 350. He's the nose tackle, and they seem to have no problem with running right over that guy. Right now, looks as though everybody's in tight. Jackson allowing the play clock to roll down. Man in motion. Dive play again. Heath Lewis has it. He breaks a couple of tackles inside the 45-yard line down to the 43. Big first down pickup for New Brighton. 3:40 to go in a running clock.
Another. They could run this clock out. Boy, this is really going to make it tough on me on my player of the game because Heath Lewis has just risen up. There's a timeout.
Ellwood City takes a timeout. We will take up one with them. Back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
Now that the sights and sounds of summer are in your rearview mirror, there's still time to enjoy your classic car and turn heads. Restore your cherished ride to its former glory and call Gnu's Body Works in Freedom. Gary Snare has been offering collision and restoration services for over 20 years. Everything from lowering or airbagging your rod to street custom to full custom color paint coloring. So say hello to cooler weather with the hottest car around. Call Gnu's Body Works, 400 8th Street, Freedom today.
.334 to go in regulation. New Brighton is up by 2, 14-12. And what could be a stunning upset of Ellwood City, considering New Brighton came into this game losers of 2 in a row in dramatic fashion in the section. Ellwood City looking pretty dominant in their 2 section games, and now it's a 2-point game.
Coming off our game last week, wasn't our best, but we've had really good games, and this might be our best game all year. It's hard to say that. We've had some really good games, but this is a really good game. Really
New Brighton, 1st and 10. Ball at the 44-yard line. Everybody's in tight once again. Montanez on that wing position. He's in motion. Fumbled snap, and Jackson trying to get away from everybody. Throw it away. He's not going to throw it away. He's going to take a sack. Oh, he finally does throw it away at the very last second.
Wow, and everybody in the crowd shaking their heads.
Because he was about to take what would have been about a 17-yard loss.
Easily.
If he insisted on running that ball.
Did you hear the groans from the crowd? It was amazing. If he gets sacked like that, and they have to give the ball up because they don't get a first down, that could be season defining if Ellwood comes back and scores. That's huge. And if he fumbles the ball on a sack, they get the ball in their territory. Oh man, that is huge. That he had to get. You're calling for him to throw. Oh. It's like you're a coach up in the box.
Yeah, I thought maybe he could hear me.
Oh my goodness!
Maybe he had a radio set in his helmet.
Hey, when the ball was fumbled, I'm not saying he should have just laid on it, but when he picked it up and started running, my first thought was throw it away right now. And then he kept running and running. Oh my!
2nd and 10, 3:25 to go with that incomplete pass. Handoff. Lewis over that right side. He fights. He's fighting hard. All the way down to the 40-yard line. Pickup of 5 on second down, so it's 3rd and 5.
Ellwood stopped the clock with their timeout. And then Ellwood forced that pass. That stops the clock again, so they didn't have to use another timeout. Now they call another one. So this is huge now. Big play coming up as Ellwood calls another timeout.
All right, back in 30 seconds on Beaver County Radio.
If the black and gold can get a new quarterback every year, maybe you can switch teams too. This is Coach Andy Dangle from Freedom United Federal Credit Union. I'm looking for new free agents, or should I say, members. Our membership is open to many organizations and groups throughout the county. Join my team at Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Details and applications are available now. Visit Freedom United Federal Credit Union. Member NCUA Equal Housing Lender.
The officials put a few seconds back on the clock, so they're going to call it now. 3:20 to go in the 4th quarter. It is 3rd and 5 from the 39-yard line. They need to get inside close to the 34. It looks as though, depending upon what happens on this play, 2-down territory for New Brighton because they can ice the game with one more first down. Man in motion, handoff to Lewis, and Lewis able to get close to the 36. Actually, they're going to get him to the 37 and no more. So it's a 4th down here. The clock continues.
Yeah, Ellwood called their last time out.
All right, Ellwood City's calling their last timeout with 3:14 to go. And now a decision here for New Brighton.
You know,
if you go for it here, and if you don't get it, they get better field position, or do you punt it and make them go the distance of the field?
Here's what I do. If you got a decent punter and he's punted good all night, if you punt it into the end zone, they're going to get it to 20, and thus you're going to only lose 19 yards. That might not seem like a lot. I would try to tell them, punt it, angle it, get it out of bounds, get it within the 10. If you go for it here and you don't make it, you give them ball, not at midfield, but better field position.
Right.
You're only up by 2. I don't know if they have a field goal kicker. There's 3 minutes on the clock. That's enough time. I wouldn't risk things here. Now, I know he's risked before. My way of thinking is punt it out of bounds. Let them prove that they can march it down the field 90 yards on you, or at the worst 80. But I think they're going to go for it.
It looks as though
hopefully
they're
for them
going
it doesn't backfire on them.
They are set up in the south side of wing T formation. Heath Lewis at the fullback, 2 wings either side. Jackson under center, tries to get Ellwood City to jump, and that was a bad. It was a snap with guys jumping, and they turned the ball over on downs.
That is either inexperience. I don't know what they were thinking there, but a bad snap. That's the second time we've seen that, and now they're going to get the ball at the 42-yard
line.
2-yard line. They just gained 5 yards. So
they were trying to get Ellwood City to jump. Ellwood City wasn't jumping, but what they ended up having was the center decided to go ahead and snap it. Apparently the center didn't realize we're not snapping this ball.
Doesn't make sense.
Even if you take a delay of game penalty, you back yourself up 5 yards, you punt it, you give your punter a little bit better room. But now Ellwood City, 3:11 to go to get at least within field goal range. Wide receiver screen, caught, and makes one man miss, and back to the line of scrimmage, and no more for their receiver, Dominic Hogue.
And keep in mind, they don't have any more timeouts left, I don't think. So New Brighton needs some big plays here. They're hustling up pretty quick.
2:53 to go. The clock continues to run. 4 wide receivers, 2 and 2. Smiley looking to the sideline. Back to pass, looking down his left side, looking over the middle, has a man wide open. Can he make the connection? He did. And he's taken down all the way inside the 10-yard line for Ellwood City. He beat the single coverage and was able to beat Bryce Porter-Jones on one-on-one coverage and is able to bring in that football. Smiley, who had a difficult time throughout the course of the game,
got hit.
had a couple of key plays, and that was one of them. 2:32 to go, running clock, first and goal.
Now you know why I wanted to punt the ball. And that's just my personal opinion there. You can't give them that chance.
They just fumbled the ball. New Brighton just covered a fumbled snap. It was a misstep in exchange from Smiley. And now New Brighton has the ball. They recovered inside their own 15-yard line, and it looks as though New Brighton's going to win this game because of a muffed exchange.
Hey, wow. Not over yet. Don't forget that could happen to them. I mean, they don't have any timeouts left, so you'd think they could kneel on it 3 times. I don't know. 4 times 3 is 60. No, they won't be able to kneel on it 3 times. Because Ellwood can't stop the clock, but there's too much time left for them to just kneel it here. Now New Brighton's calling a timeout. If you kneel on it 3 times and you go that 40-second clock, you're going to have a little bit of time left if you're Ellwood City if they don't make a first down, and you would punt. I don't know.
Let's go to Tank on the sideline with the Lisa Latham team, powered by eXp Realty. Tank, what a wave of emotions for Ellwood City in just a series of 2 plays.
Yeah, they were all obviously up real big there. That fumble and snap exchange. I mean, this is definitely Western Pennsylvania football here. I mean, you can just smell it in the air over here. This is a great game, and you got to love being here.
Thank you very much, Tank. And so New Brighton now, 1st and 10. The ball is on the 10-yard line. If they get a first down, they can kneel the whole way through. But considering how difficult some of the exchanges have been, including
you never
just
know.
The snaps.
Exactly. We had this before. I mean, they've got to have some clear. even if they do kneel the ball down, they've got to make sure. I don't know if you're in victory formation here. They might be, but I don't know if there's enough time. Where's that play clock at?
No,
See, they don't have
they
one
are
here.
not in victory formation. Under center, man in motion, handoff to that man in motion, and a pickup of about a yard or two, 2:14 to go. So they're going to be able to get this thing down to about 2:40 before they need to go ahead and snap this just to be on the safe side. I'm sorry, 1:40. That's right, 1:40.
Right.
Because what's difficult here is that I don't see a play clock.
Yeah, they don't have one here, so it's got to be the officials in the back. So now they have to take it down to the very low. When that official in the back puts his hand down, then you know you got about 10 seconds to go, 5 seconds to go. So the key thing here is if they don't get a first down, they're going to have to punt. They get a first down, this game's over, plain and simple.
1:38. Down to 1:35. Man in motion. Snap taken. Handoff. And a big run by Heath Lewis. He's off to the races to the
Game's
40.
over.
45. Finally brought down around the 50-yard line. Heath Lewis putting it together. The game cincher right there. 1:24 to go with that first down. The clock stops
Now
for
victory
just a few
formation.
seconds. And now New Brighton.
They can't do anything about it. 2, 3 kneels at the most. There's nothing Ellwood could do because they had to sell out before. And now the band happy, the fans happy, everybody's happy. And now it's a matter of picking players of the game and going from there.
And the first snap and a kneel. So now you're right. We're at the CCBC Player of the Game selection process at this point. Tank, who are your two contenders?
My definitely number one for New Brighton is Heath Miller. I mean, not Heath Miller. Heath Lewis,
yes,
who he's named after, actually. I know for a fact. And Dallin Curry for Ellwood City.
Okay, and your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, to me, Heath Lewis, the fact that he got so many big first downs, so many big plays on defense, to me, hands away. He's number one. On the other side, I really like Dallin Curry, too. He made a couple of big catches, made that big touchdown. Tough for me over him over Hogue, but I agree with Tank. Curry for me, too.
All right, let's go with Curry and Lewis for the CCBC Players of the Game, and that is a final. There's still seconds on the clock, but the play clock is higher, so there's no need to snap another play. And then New Brighton coming into this game wondering, can they make a showing against Ellwood City, and can they get everybody back? I talked to some in the athletic department at the beginning of the week, and there was still a great deal of uncertainty about health, not only the physical health of players that got hurt, but also just colds and flus and stuff like that. Can they get out here and play? And they came out here and they showed that they are a contender for this conference.
This game's played 100 times. I think it's going to be back and forth 50-50. The fact that it was at New Brighton helped. The fact that New Brighton played so well in that first half and stopped them so many times in their own territory where Ellwood couldn't move the ball. Big individual plays by so many guys, we can't even mention them all. That kind of set the tone and gave them hope because they were getting beat up the last couple of games. And the fact that Heath Lewis and Montanez are back and these guys are going to be able to play and play hard and make big plays, confidence. And Tank's big point early on about guys, the momentum going, and now they're going to sing with the band and do all the things they do. But this is a big, big win for New Brighton. It keeps them alive for the playoffs. This is a big win now. Bigger matchups coming ahead for them on their schedule. The MAC just got real interesting with this because even if Western wins, now Western will be the favorite for the conference, and Ellwood City's going to be a team that's going to have to be like, wait a minute, we're going to have to win some games or we're going to be in third or fourth place. So right now there's just such a mix and a mash of what's going on in this conference, and New Brighton just threw a shot at the conference saying you can't forget about us because we're still in this hunt.
Yeah, when you look at the scores of the games here and the fact that Ellwood City losing to New Brighton today, they now get Western Beaver next week, and they are clearly one of the teams toward the top of the conference. They then draw Riverside. Western Beaver and Riverside are playing each other tonight. Have you seen a score recently?
No.
Because I have not seen a score either. Last time I saw it was extremely close. So Western Beaver next week, Riverside the week after, and then they have Union and
Let's watch for Tank.
And then Ellwood City wraps things up with Beaver Falls.
You know, here's the thing. I'm watching these kids 2 years ago. This was a 60-0. Well, against Ellwood wouldn't have been, but 2 years ago they were getting beat up by everybody.
Let's go down to the sideline, and Tank has our CCBC player of the game for Ellwood City.
All right, guys, I'm here with the CCBC player of the game. How do you say your first name again, buddy? Daylon Curry. All right. Hey, you got a couple really big plays. What'd you tell your coach there before those plays happened?
You already know. I seen it. I was man. There was only one guy on me. Give me the ball. Let me be able to make the plays that I know I can make and try to get us in either a game-winning touchdown or in the game-winning, get us into the end zone.
So is that something you've seen the week previously on film, or is that just something that happened during the game?
We've seen it on film. We definitely seen it a lot. We knew that we can go attack it, but once we got into a game and we seen it way more, I knew 100% that if we threw me the ball, we're gonna get yards and we can attack it.
All right. So after high school is over, what are you planning on doing, sir?
I plan on going to the military.
Thank you. That's great. Well, I got something for you. A little CCBC Titan here. Let me give it to you.
Daylon Curry, the wide receiver for Ellwood City. That just show himself. And you know what's interesting? New Brighton was covering in man coverage almost all night long. It didn't seem as though there was any real safety help, maybe a single high safety occasionally, but they clearly did not think that they needed to have double coverage on their wide receivers. And Daylon Curry, a couple of great catches there, one of them for a touchdown. We're hoping to get Tank here with the CCBC player of the game, Heath Lewis, here in just a couple of minutes.
Make a quick point before they get them. We haven't seen excitement like this from New Brighton in a long, long, long time. Students, band, players. These players 2 and 3 years ago were really beneath themselves. But Cougar comes in, everything's getting better, and better, and this team has gotten better, and now we're going to go back down to Tank, it looks like.
Tank?
Yeah. Guys, I'm down here with Heath Lewis, player of the game, CCBC player of the game. First and foremost, let me get you your nice little here, nice little Titan there. So tell me what these last 2 weeks have felt like where you had to sit on the sideline because of injury.
I mean, I know they had it out there, but I don't think we had the communication on defense. We had some people step up for us. We had 2 sophomores step up for us, 1 junior. I don't think they really knew what was going on. They didn't practice to get it ready and stuff. I mean, coming back feels great though.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, I was talking to your dad before the game. They really didn't clear you until almost half an hour before the game. Is that true?
Honestly, I don't know what really went down. I know our trainer was trying to call my therapist to see if I needed any more help, but I practiced all week just fine. The knee doesn't hurt anymore. It feels great. Great to come back though.
Yeah, every play your nose was involved either offensively or defensively, either being a lead blocker or around the ball for the tackle. What are you planning on doing after high school football?
I mean, I go to Votech for electrical, so if I get something thrown my way, I'll probably try, but I want to try and get into the union. So.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. Well, great job, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks for Jug Week, baby.
All right, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, let's get Coach McCouga.
Thank you very much, Tank. Do appreciate that. We're going to see if we can get Coach.
Yep, he's got him, I believe.
Coach McCouga, John McCouga for New Brighton. Maybe one of the biggest wins for the program, maybe one of the biggest wins that he's had so far in his term as head coach of New Brighton. Tank with him right now.
I'm here with Coach McCouga of the winning New Brighton Lions here on Oak Hill Field, the freshly new sodded. You guys are excited about this new field. So tell me a little bit about those last couple calls there where you got you guys that sprung you through there.
Honestly, we relied on our line. We told the running backs just put 2 hands on a ball, and we relied on our line to get us through, and we wanted to run the ball, and we did it successfully.
They were talking a lot up in the box tonight that they did not realize that your defense was as good as it was. Did you realize your defense was as good as it was? Or this is something they take that next step up today and show the rest of the county what they're about?
I mean, I tell the guys all the time, you can't coach effort, and I mean that's what it was tonight. Just effort from every single person on the team. We got our guys back that we've been missing for a couple weeks, so we're really happy to have them back, and we have our heartbeat back. So it's
that's what I was telling these guys. You got those core guys that you had out. That's basically your heart and soul of the team, and now you guys are operating off all cylinders. Oh yeah, we got cut. What's up?
Tank, ask him about his gutsiness in the first half at midfield, going for it on fourth down, and they're late in the game. Instead of punting, going for it. Is that part of his coaching philosophy, or is it the feel of what's going on in the game? Because he did it more than once.
All right, they're commenting on your gutsiness of being able to go for it on fourth down at the end of the half and late in the game there, rather than punting and letting your defense go. So talk to them a little bit about that.
Trust. We have all the trust in the world in our guys that we need a yard, we need 2 yards, that they're going to come through for us, so we trust them.
All right,
Tank, tell him that we might try to call him around 11 or so, get him live on the air. Tell him to keep his phone on.
11 o'clock, so don't go to the Oakdale Vets yet. All right?
All right. Tank, thank you very much. Do appreciate that. Looking at some scores around the CCBC, around the Fire Transportation Update Desk, how about this one? Maybe the biggest news of the night. Beaver Falls has just won 2 in a row.
Beautiful.
They beat Freedom 12-7 at Freedom.
That's a big win for that program. Freedom's a nice little team. I like the way they play. This section is anybody, any night. We're seeing it now, Robert, every game. And now that makes Freedom Riverside so much bigger next week and where we're going to go. Wow.
Beaver all over McGuffey, 42-6. Avonworth is beating up on Central Valley. Latest score we have there is at the half. We'll check in with Boom Powell and Joe and get the latest on what's happening at that game coming up in just a couple of moments. We will see a whole lot more with scores around the Beaver County area and more coming up on the Electric Garage Doors postgame show as it continues from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth on Beaver County Radio.
One of the greatest honors a person can receive is to be gathered with their people at the time of their passing. Even biblical authors, when they wanted to explain what it meant to have lived a great, prosperous, and meaningful life, spoke of the individual as having lived a long time and being gathered with friends and relatives near as they closed out their twilight years. Being gathered together with loved ones is something that the J&J Spratt Funeral Home takes very seriously as well. The comfort both given and received cannot be underestimated. J&J Spratt Funeral Home also knows that the honor shown to a loved one at their time of need in this manner is still the right thing to do today. J&J Spratt Funeral Home has been gathering together with area families for 4 generations and looks forward to honoring future residents deserving of being gathered together with friends and family. Click jjspratfh.com.
Lace up your cleats and rush on over to Zuki Sports Tavern. From their award-winning wings to their wide selection of ice-cold beverages, Zuki's is the place to go to watch your favorite team. Zuki's also has a plethora of salads, wraps, burgers, appetizers, and more. Don't want to leave and miss the action? Order online at Zukis.com/order. So what are you waiting for? Visit Zuki Sports Tavern in Falston today. Zuki Sports Tavern, big screens, bigger flavor. Stop by today and make your game day count.
If you or someone you know is experiencing homelessness or a housing-related crisis in Beaver County, help is just a call away. The cornerstone of Beaver County provides a pathway home through emergency shelter, housing and utility assistance, and basic needs. To access help or to support the cornerstone of Beaver County's work to ensure housing and hope for everyone in our community, visit cornerstonebeaver.org or call 724-846-6400.
What if you could meet the future you? The one with the degree, the dream job, the confidence. This fall at Community College of Beaver County, step up to the mirror and see what's possible. Whether you're fresh out of high school, changing careers, or returning to finish what you started, every class and campus experience brings you closer to who you're meant to be. See your future. Start it here at CCBC. Visit ccbc.edu/fall25.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. You're tuned in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game is being brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio.
Welcome back to the Electric Garage Doors postgame show from the McGee Heating and Air Conditioning broadcast booth. It's now time to check in with Joe from Boom Powell to get the latest on Central Valley and Avonworth. Joe, what do you have?
So I just want to let you know, thanks, Mike and Mangino. After 49 seconds of penalties early, Ambrose connects to Aaron Lawson for 35 yards. Moving ahead, deep pass. Ambrose to Maikai Ahmad for 30 yards. On 4th and 1, Braddock Ambrose, quarterback sneak with 6:30 left in the first. Extra point block, 6-0 Central pass down the field very efficiently. Call me, 844 Boom Pow. I'm the superhero of energy savings. Back to Mike and Mangino.
Thank you very much. The latest in scoring. How about this one? Aliquippa and Newcastle, they're knotted up at 12 in the fourth quarter.
Every week they come back in the second half. They came back against Mars. They came back last week against Penn Hills. They're coming back against Newcastle. I mean, we got great games in Beaver County this year. I don't know about you, but I'm excited for the rest of the season. This is great football. It's not a lot of blowouts. There's at least 3 to 4 great games every single Friday night.
But you don't necessarily expect them to be,
right?
But they turn out to be. They sure do.
I think it's. I mean, I'm not saying I want to see Aliquippa come back to the pack, but now their games aren't 50-0. They're not blowing everybody out. Their teams have hope against them now. The games are better. They're more exciting, and that's what you want. Good, exciting football.
Of course, 12-12, Newcastle and Aliquippa in the fourth. The Tigers of Moon and Bethel Park, they're knotted up at 20. They're in the fourth quarter as well. Hopewell all over Quaker Valley, 48-0 in the fourth quarter. Avonworth, latest score we have here is 27-6. We'll get another update with Joe from Boom Pow coming up a little bit later on. The latest in the scoring, West Allegheny and Ambridge. West Allegheny wins. You want to guess the score?
14-13.
What about you, Tank? Give me a score. 24-10. How about 7?
You knew it.
How about 70-0?
No.
That's what it's saying right there. West Allegheny, 70-0.
I can't. That's a lot. I mean, Ambridge has improved. I know they've struggled some, but they played well last week. West Day is good, but something had to. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot with the mercy rule. I can't see that. That's got to be a mistake.
All right, maybe it is. I'm just telling you. I'm looking at the Times website.
I don't know about that,
and the
Robert.
Times don't lie.
Well,
they may have a mistake.
They lied
but they
early
may
on.
not lie, but they don't lie on purpose.
That's got to be a
for
mistake,
sure.
70-0.
All right, I'm just telling you what the score says. That's all I'm saying. Beaver, I don't think this is a mistake. 42-0 over McGuffey.
They need a win there, and that keeps them in the playoff hunt. They lose that game, they'd have been big trouble.
I am so excited about revealing this score. Beaver Falls now 2 wins in a row, beat Freedom 12-7. I mean, this program has struggled so long under Coach Jim Mooney. And to be able to come back with 2 big wins, a close win against Mohawk last week, 5-point win against Freedom, these kids have a reason to believe. I mean, these kids, when they were playing JV football, were fantastic. But now when they have the opportunity to play varsity football, they're finally coming together.
Yeah, I mean, you got to realize, of those games that they lost, 2 of them they've only lost by 1-possession games, and they were in those games with Blackhawk and the
Western Beaver.
At least
Western kind of took over in late fourth quarter, but yeah, you're right.
But they are just right there, and like Coach Mooney said, he was teaching them, and they needed to learn how to win and how to become winners, and it seems like they're right along there. And I'm super excited for our game in 2 weeks.
So Western's 3-0 in the conference, Riverside's 2-1, Ellwood's 2-1, Beaver Falls is 2-1, New Brighton is 2-1. That is 5 teams right there that would be in the playoffs or near.
New Brighton's 1-2, aren't they?
Right, 1-2. I'm sorry, 1-2 for them. But Beaver Falls now 2-1. So right now the playoff teams would be Western, Ellwood, Riverside, and Beaver Falls.
Wow.
Freedom out by a game. New Brighton out by a game. So those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got to figure Western in the clear lead now. 5 teams for 3 spots, and unless Mohawk or Union can really get something done, it's going to be a battle. Again, as Tank has pointed out, we all have. Next week, Freedom, Riverside's huge. Next week, Ellwood City Western's huge. And then 2 weeks from now, Beaver Falls, New Brighton is huge. Big games in the MAC.
Let's talk with, for a moment, Thad Sturgeon is the play-by-play guy for Ellwood City. And we were talking a little bit before the game and now after the game. This was a surprise game for Ellwood City. I mean, everybody was thinking that Ellwood City was going to come into New Brighton, and whether they had the starters or not, that they were going to be able to show enough to be able to walk out of this game with a win, and then it would really be the big matchup with Western Beaver next week.
Well, I think it's just, when you get into this conference, it's week 5, week 6, and then the teams really start to show themselves. We came in tonight, how good is Western Beaver? How good is Riverside? How good are we? I'll be honest, came in here tonight, and I had the feeling that, with what New Brighton has done in their last 2 games and what we've done, we had over 400 yards of offense. Last week, we didn't have 100 in the first half. This week. So this way we were able to, it's a surprise. I really thought we would come in here. I didn't think it would be an easy game, but it was a very winnable game. And, unfortunately for Coach Bradley and the guys, now they're in that log jam that your colleague was talking about there at 2-1. And all of a sudden now you got Western Beaver. They kind of look like they're king of the mountain right now. And then who wants to step up and be second and third? And right. I think I'm not sure. I think the top 3 teams definitely go. Then there's 4 wild cards from all the conferences. So
it's possible 5 teams could make it.
Yes.
It's possible.
Yes.
So you have Western Beaver.
You can't count on it.
Right,
Western Beaver next week. This is almost a must-win at this point, isn't it? Because if not, you're going to go 0-2, and then it really set things up. Because then you have Riverside. That has been showing themselves a little bit.
And that's a big rival.
Union isn't that big of a deal right now. But then Beaver Falls is all of a sudden showing themselves.
Where did this come from? No, I heard. I was listening to your show here, and it's great for them. I'm glad to see them get 2 wins in a row. I think the surprise really from our section so far is everyone had Mohawk at the top.
Yes,
5 weeks ago. And unfortunately, their stud running back goes down. His younger brother, and I don't know if you've covered any Mohawk games yet, is filling in, but it's just not enough there.
Let me ask you a question, and this is something, you've been doing this for a while. Isn't it nice to see you guys have stepped up in the last 3 years? New Brighton has got better. Beaver Falls has got better. Hopewell has got better. The county, and we consider you guys part of our county because you're playing a lot of our teams.
They are part of our county.
I know, but I mean, they're a Lawrence County team. They're a Lawrence County team, Tank. Please don't correct me. Tank, I know they are, but they're a lot of people consider them Lawrence County too. So
Butler almost claims it
right,
too.
But anyway, they're the point I was trying to make before Tank interrupted was that it's nice to see so many more competitive teams because 3 and 4 years ago there were so many blowouts and there wasn't a lot of hope.
I will tell you this: I've been Brad, my partner, and I have been broadcasting this is our 9th year. I called 28. We do all Ellwood City.
Yeah.
I called 28 losing games in a row. And because I didn't want to get depressed, I never went back and counted how many of them were mercied. But I'm betting 18 of the 35 were off the top of my head. So you have. I love you're thinking the same way I am.
It's great. Every game's great.
Hey, we had some lean years.
And you guys going, what you did last year was great.
We go undefeated in the season.
What Hopewell's doing, what New Brighton has now done, what Beaver Falls is doing, it just makes it better. Because now you don't have 3 and 4 teams dominating in every section.
Yep.
Now it's a dogfight to the end of the year.
You come to a game like this tonight that you think, boy, we could win this. We should win this game. And then you're walking out of here losing 14-12 on a hard fought game.
Yes.
When you're like us, fans of high school sports, I don't want to see a program losing 20 games.
Nobody does. I felt bad for your kids, for Beaver Falls kids, for Hopewell's kids, Quaker Valley. It doesn't matter who it is. We want to see competitive football, and that's the key thing. And I think we had about 4 or 5 really lean years where it was Aliquippa, Beaver Falls, a few other teams, Rochester. Now everybody's coming back to the pack a little bit more, and I think anybody can win almost every night.
And it makes it for just exciting Friday nights in Western Pennsylvania.
Thank you very much.
Yep,
for
sure thing,
by.
Robert. Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Good seeing you guys.
You.
Good luck the rest of the way.
More coming up on the Electric Garage Doors postgame show as we wrap things up here from New Brighton. New Brighton, 2-point winner over Ellwood City on Beaver County Radio.
Patriot Home Care is now hiring caregivers. Are you a caring and compassionate individual looking for a reliable income with benefits? Then call Patriot Home Care today. Benefits include health insurance, life insurance, paid vacation after 1 year, and 1.5 times hourly pay for overtime plus holiday hours. Patriot Home Care employees provide personal care, conversation and companionship, medication reminders, light housekeeping and laundry, meal preparation, and errands. Start your career in home care today and call Patriot Home Care at 724-506-8911 or apply online at patriothomecare.org. When you talk about community involvement and safety, the name Fry stands at the forefront in Beaver County. Fry Transportation's mission is to continue to raise the bar as the gold standard in their industry by providing the safest, most reliable, and cost-efficient transportation service in Beaver County through their strong relationships with their community's best-in-their-class drivers, equipment, and technology. There's nothing more important than the safety of their students, employees, and community members. Fry Transportation, where the quality of their organization is characterized by the makeup of the individual behind the wheel.
Got kids? Too much to do? No time to cook? Download the McDonald's app today and get dinner delivered straight to your door from DoorDash. McDonald's makes it easy for you and your family. Download the app today and get exclusive deals and rewards. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Hello, this is Alan Bross, General Manager at Moon Township Ford. Just like a good football team is trained to win, our goal is to win you over with our own team of experienced professionals equipped with what it takes to make your dreams of a new car come true. So if you haven't visited us for a while, come over and see what we have to offer. Or visit our exciting selection of cars and trucks online. Find out why people keep running back to Moon Township Ford. Belconi's Moon Township Ford, where friends send friends.
This football season, don't pass on McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Honest sales and 7 days a week emergency service have made them tops in their game for over 60 years. That's how long families just like yours have been relying on McGee for all their heating and cooling needs. Get ready now for the cooler days ahead and call McGee today at 724-375-7112. Serving the Beaver Valley, including Aliquippa, Monaca, Hopewell, and Center Township. McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. Family owned and operated, Main Street, Aliquippa. Good luck to all the teams who visit the Gridiron this season from McGee Heating and Air Conditioning. It might be time to repair or replace that old garage door. Call on Robin and her team of expert installers at Electric Garage Door Sales in Monaca. Dial 724-774-3200 and your door will work like a charm. Featuring CHI quality garage doors, LiftMaster garage door openers, and over 50 years experience, Robin and her team will get it done right. Electric Garage Door Sales. Give them a call at 724-774-3200 or find them online at electricgaragedoorsales.com.
All right, welcome back. New Brighton, 2-point winner over Ellwood City in a close one. Over at Central Valley, they were hosting Avonworth, and we have the latest update from Joe from Boom Pile DIY Solar on that game. Joe, what do you have? Not quite?
From the third quarter, Central Valley several runs to score as Ambrose fumbles, sacked. The Lopes take over, and at the 20-yard line, more of Velaceras running hard. He got 102 yards, 2 touchdowns, as Avonworth looks hard to beat. Deep pass, Bellinger to Lucas Neal, as we're just getting started in the fourth quarter with 9:27 left. Another pass for a touchdown from Carson Bellinger. Kick was good, 34-6. Avonworth beating up on Central Valley tonight. Antonio Perry kickoff return for 60 yards as the Warriors are trying to get on the board. It's 34-6 right now with 6:14 left in the fourth quarter. I want to let you know I'm Boom Pow DIY Solar. I'm A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. I'm looking to work with roofers, electricians, plumbers, realtors, anybody. I got that 50-50 split. Get me the electric bill. I'll close the deal. We'll split it. You can always call me at 1-844-BOOM-POW. Back to Mike and Mangino.
Thank you very much, Joe. Latest scores from the Fried Transportation Update Desk. You ready, guys? Moon Tigers 23-20 on Bethel Park. They're up by 3. They're in the fourth quarter.
Game they needed to win for sure.
Wait a second. Hold on. Why?
I don't know.
It doesn't. Is he coming through correctly?
There you go. Better.
All right.
They needed to win that game.
48-0 on Quaker Valley. No big surprise there.
Easy win for them.
How about this one? Are you ready? Everybody's sitting down, right? We were talking about the Cardiac Kids keep on coming back in the fourth quarter. Aliquippa tied it up at 12. We've got a final in Newcastle. The Hurricanes win.
Wow.
18-12.
Puts them in the front spot now.
I mean, Aliquippa is young this year. And
they are.
They're not rebuilding. They're retooling, as they say there in Aliquippa. I mean, we've seen them live and in person. They're very beatable in certain games, but they also are very tough in other games.
They're very good, and they can come back. Tank makes a good point, but they don't have that running game. They just don't have it like they used to in the past years. And teams are keying on them, and they're young at the line, as Tank says. They're a good team, but now they are not the favorites for the conference title.
Beaver 42-6 over McGuffey. Beaver Falls getting that second win.
Big win for them.
12-7, and Montour beating up on Blackhawk 28-7.
So now Montour and Newcastle is going to be the game of the year for them right now.
And New Brighton now victorious once again over Ellwood City 14-12. For Mike Azadian and Tank Latham and all the guys here. And we want to thank Thad from Ellwood City for coming on and joining us as well. You've been listening to the best of Beaver County football on Beaver County Radio.
Thanks for tuning in to 2025 high school football coverage on Beaver County Radio. Tonight's game was brought to you by the Lisa and Tank Latham team at eXp Realty, the YMCA, Patriot Home Care, All Access Automotive, Fry Transportation, Vape and Roll With It, Electric Garage Door Sales, Al's Corner, Dr. C. Timothy Lip, McDonald's, Moon Auto, Freedom United Federal Credit Union, CCBC, Friendly Federal Credit Union, Fisher's New Brighton Foodland, Al's Pizza, Tri-State Sporting Arms, Drug-Free Aliquippa, McGee Heating and Air Conditioning, St. Barnabas, the William Murphy Funeral Home, the Cornerstone of Beaver County, Zookie's Sports Bar, Johnson Heating and Air Conditioning, GNU's Body Works, J. Young Refuse, the J&J Spratt Funeral Home, S.E. Snyder Insurance, D&G Rentals, and Beaver County Radio. 99.3 FM and AM 1230 WBVP, 95.7 FM and AM 1460 WMBA, and BeaverCountyRadio.com.